right, let's do this Brock and Salk show this morning here on Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com. The Seattle Sports application, all the podcast platforms out there, all of them, every one of them, even the pesky ones. And then, of course, you got YouTube and 97.3 HD2. It's a football Friday, kind of. It's powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. It's also just an opportunity on a formal Friday to talk a ton of baseball, because tonight is about to be biggest game in franchise history. It's certainly got to be on that level, right? And Mariners played in a couple of ALCSs. They didn't go all that well, so I guess maybe those games would be ahead of this one. But you got to put this right up there with the two other winner-take-all Game 5s that this team has played. One of them, I think you may have heard of before. It gets talked about occasionally. Happened in 1995. Lyle, do you remember that game, 1995? Do you know how that one ended? Have you heard at all about how that ended?
No, I don't remember it. I wasn't alive for it.
Okay. Maybe someone's told you about it. There was a double at the end of the game. Someone came running around all the way from first base, and the Mariners went on to win. It was a pretty good moment. In 2001, they had another Game 5 against Cleveland. They won, and then ended up advancing to the ALCS, of course, where they lost to the Yankees. You got another opportunity. The Mariners are 2-0 in these Game 5 winner-take-all opportunities in the division series, and they'll do it once again at home, once again, for all the marbles, this time with the Detroit Tigers team that, they are, I believe, better than, but obviously Detroit has a pitching matchup in their favor, because every time you throw Tarek Skubal, you have the pitching matchup in your favor. So tonight should be epic. I'm so glad that this game is at 5 o'clock and not the original 1:48 start time. Games like this should be at night. Games like this, and it doesn't have to be at 8 o'clock at night, but games like this should be in the evening. 5 o'clock is awesome. I'm like over the moon psyched for this game. Mariners have gone out there, and every time their butts are against the wall, every time their season is on the line, every time it looks like they might fold, what do? They play their absolute best baseball. What happened the last time they were in Detroit before this playoff series? Their season was on the line. They had just had the miserable sweep in New York, the awful loss in the Brian Wu game, and then they went out there and they beat Detroit 3 in a row. They bashed them in a couple of those games. They knocked out Tarek Skubal in the third, and the next thing you know, their season was right back on track. A month later or so, they end up trading for Naylor and for Suarez, and in September, they just were epically great. I don't know whether this is going to be as easy as that. I don't know if you're just going to go out there and bash the ball and score 12 runs tonight, but you could. All right, maybe you probably aren't going to score 12 on Skubal. But he's now, thrown a couple of these playoff games, and it is hard for a pitcher to do it over and over and over again in the postseason with all of the additional stress that comes with it. I don't mean additional stress to the mind, although that's part of it, but just the additional stress on the body. Everybody's amped up. What did AJ Hinch call it the other day? The little extra couple miles an hour that Bryce had on the fastball, the playoff. He called it a playoff something, little postseason bump or something like that. Well, that's great, and that's awesome. The way the adrenaline rush can give you a little extra momentum, a little bit of extra life on the fastball. But if you keep doing it over and over again, eventually I do think it starts to wear out the arm a little bit. So we'll see where Skubal is tonight. For whatever reason, he just never has looked quite comfortable against the Mariners. Doesn't mean he hasn't been good. He has been, and he is the world's best pitcher right now. But he's just, for whatever reason, the Mariners lineup seems to make him uncomfortable. I don't know why. Matchups, right? For the same reason the Giants went out there and beat the Eagles last night. I don't know if they're better, but they sure had a good matchup, and they beat them last night. And we see that all the time in sports. For whatever reason, some people match up better against others. Hopefully that ends up leading to a Mariner win tonight. They do opt to go with George Kirby. Not surprised. I said yesterday I thought that would probably happen. I think I probably, again, they have reams more data to make a decision like that than I do, than you do, than any of us do. So I generally don't get too bent out of shape about a decision made like that before the game. Would I have gone? I think it's just my gut. I would have gone with Castillo. But that's not a criticism nor a, hey, I told you so for later. Like, I honestly think that that's a 50-50. You go with either of those guys, and you should be good to go. But I did write last night, and if you have time to go read a little bit of what I wrote at seattlesports.com, I did write very specifically, this has to be the all-hands-on-deck situation. This has to be the opportunity to get everyone up before it's a problem. There is no tomorrow. Baseball is this constant balance. We were just talking about it yesterday with, was it DJ? I think it was even with DJ. That constant balance between the right now and the later. How many of my resources do I put into this moment if it means that it might end up, coming back to bite me later? Well, in games 1, 2, 3, and 4, you could afford to play a little of that game. Not in game 5. Game 5 is it. There is no Sunday game in Toronto if you don't win today. You have to throw all your resources at this. And unlike the situation that Detroit was in Game 4, they knew they had to win 2. You got to win 1. This is it. This is the entirety of everything. And Game 5s do tend to lead to some of those epic performances. We talked about the Edgar double. I know it's pretty famous, and for good reason. In my mind, the Game 5 that for me always will stand out was Pedro Martinez coming in 1999, hurt with a bad back, to dominate the Cleveland Indians in their building with 6 shutout innings. I believe they were no-hit innings. They were unbelievable. I think he had a couple of walks, but other than that, he went 6 no-hit innings out of the pen to just completely dominate a game that it looked like his team was going to lose. These games are unpredictable. Neither of those moments anyone saw coming. And I could probably go on with a ton more Game 5 type of moments. But nobody saw them coming. For whatever reason, and maybe if you really did the research, you could prove me wrong on this. It feels to me as if the 2 games that tend to be epic are Game 5 in the ALDS or in the division series, and then Game 6s in the other series, World Series and League Championship Series. Just it's kind of the way history's gone. When I start thinking about some of those epic games in history, those tend to be the ones that come to mind. And so the winner take all in this round, throwing everything but the kitchen sink, and then throwing in the kitchen sink and the washer and the dryer and whatever other appliances you can find around your house, because you never know who's going to step up and be the hero. And you got to remain calm. You cannot do, you can't let the moment be too big for you. I think we saw that last night in Philadelphia, or in LA, but for Philadelphia, just a huge, in Philadelphia, excuse me. And just a huge bummer the way that went down. No, in LA, sorry. But just a huge bummer the way that went down. That poor guy. We'll talk a little bit more about him. That moment the game sped up on him. You can't let the game speed up on you. You got to keep everything slow. You gotta have that incredible balance. We talk about balance between the adrenaline rush and rising to the moment that comes with a game like this, and the exact opposite, being able to calm yourself and keep the game slow so that you can execute the things you've always done. Oh, man, this is going to be fun. Is it necessarily going to be great? I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go. You got a better team. You got more talent. I'll keep saying it because I believe it, and I don't care. I don't think that's a jinx. You're just more talented up and down. But in one game, anything can happen. And that's what makes baseball so awesome, and that's why tonight could be as cool as could possibly be.
It all comes down to one win-or-go-home showdown at T-Mobile Park tonight.
This team is fired up. The fans here at T-Mobile Park are fired up.
Everything's in front of us, and they do fight back, and they do bounce back.
Done it all year. I don't see why anything's going to change.
Got a lot of resiliency in this club.
We believe in each other, and we're ready to fight.
It's Trident's up.
There it is. Strike 3 call. He did it.
First pitch at 5:08, and there's only one place you can hear the American League West champion Mariners in the playoffs. Seattle Sports.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Hey, get in. What? Who are you? I'm future you. Constipation with belly pain still coming back? Yeah. Mia, our doctor figured it out. She said it's irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, and Linzess could help you get ahead of it.
Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
For over 113 years, Pacific Lamp and Supply Company has been your #1 lighting specialist in Washington, from the Space Needle in Seattle all the way to the Riverwalk in Spokane. With the largest lighting inventory in Washington, Pacific Lamp's knowledgeable and experienced staff can assist with any lighting issue, including intricate lighting and control designs. Plus, they work with all utilities in Washington to get you the best available lighting rebates. Pacific Lamp and Supply Company, Washington's lighting experts since 1912. Visit pacificlamp.com.
This college football season, show your school spirit every time you pay. Introducing college-branded Venmo debit cards. Rep your team on and off the field with custom school designs that let everyone know who you root for. Whether you're tailgating, grabbing snacks for the watch party, or celebrating a win, you can unlock 15% cash back at ESPN, 1 free year of Perplexity Pro, and more. This college football season, score more with the Venmo debit card. Get yours now in the Venmo app. Learn more at venmo.com/collegecard.
Max cashback varies. Terms apply. The Venmo MasterCard is issued by the Bancorp Bank, N.A.
Tire care shouldn't come with extra costs or surprise fees. It should be simple, straightforward, and stress-free. So at Midas, they're rolling out the limited lifetime tire guarantee, included with every tire purchase with paid installation. You'll pay nothing for flat repairs, nada for flat replacements, zilch for tire rotations every 5,000 miles, and 0 for other preventative maintenance. So with this limited lifetime tire guarantee, you'll pay a whole lot of nothing compared to what the other guys charge for tire care. That's the limited lifetime tire guarantee, only at Midas.
This is where you hear your AL West champion Mariners in the playoffs. Seattle Sports.
If you use carpool or toll lanes along SR 167, some things will change after October 20th, and some things won't. If you ride without a Good to Go account, you'll receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. Having Good to Go means it'll cost less than pay by mail. Not a change. Carpoolers will need a Flex Pass set to HOV mode to ride free. That's a change. A Good to Go pass saves you $2 on every toll. No change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
Have you tried the dining district at the Bellevue Collection? Grab lunch with friends, meet up for happy hour, and stay for dinner and beyond. You can sample international flavors and local favorites from talented chefs. Try a new cocktail on a rooftop bar or watch the game with friends. And explore the lively nightlife scene. The Dining District at the Bellevue Collection, where your taste adventure begins. Learn more at BellevueCollection.com/dining district.
With football season comes colder weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here with Keith Dashafee from locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. So Keith, what's your next big play?
Well, Steve, right now get 40% off qualifying installs or no payments and no interest for 12 months on approved credit.
Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
We've got a style of play no one wants to go up against. Big hits, that turn the tides in our favor. Noise that shakes opponents to their core.
That was 112 decibels in that last tackle.
Disruption is in our DNA.
It's intercepted! Seahawks ball! Interception made by Lowe!
Celebrating 50 seasons of Seahawks football.
Break back, throws it! Touchdown! Touchdown Seahawks!
Visit Seahawks.com/tickets today.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
All right, it all comes down to this. One game to decide if the Mariners are worthy of moving on to the ALCS, a Game 5 with everything on the line. If you want to advance, you got to beat the final boss of ace pitchers, a fourth time in one season. If ever there was a team to do it, this Mariner team has sure found more ways to confound and surprise than any. They got that chance at 5:08 tonight. Yes, it'll be Tarek Skubal on the hill for Detroit. As for the Mariners, everyone other than I would think Logan and Bryce will be available, but the ball will be handed first to Game 1 starter, George Kirby. How come?
Yeah, I mean, I think, certainly, I think in terms of the rest, Georgia a little bit more. They both threw very, very well against Detroit. George certainly threw the ball extremely well. Was kind of by design, and this is kind of the way we had hoped it would work out. And so this is the way it went.
That's the way they wanted it. That's the way they've got it. Will Luis Castillo be available? Yeah, and that would have been some of my reasoning for starting Luis. Is just that it feels like George would be a little bit more malleable to coming out of the pen. But as we've said, Game 5, everything on the line. And this is a team that has found ways to bounce back from all kinds of adversity this season.
This is, a group that has, like we've talked about so often this season, has come back well and understands what they need. Yesterday, obviously a tough ball game for us, but, everything's still in front of us and we have control. And it felt good that the guys were staying positive because that's where we need to be. I think they understand what they need. They understand what's at stake here. They understand the moment very well. And one of the things they have done all season long, especially toward the later part of the year, is play loose. And staying loose and being in that state of mind has worked very, very well for this group. And that's why they're trying to stay right there.
Yeah, I agree with all of that. And there is sort of different ways for each team. And for this one, that loose environment does seem to benefit them. It's also going to be loud. I mean, it is going to go off at T-Mobile later tonight. If you're there, you better bring the noise. I hope your voice sounds better than mine does this morning after Maura tricked me into screaming yesterday near the end of the show by asking me to behave like Brock Hewitt. I don't appreciate it, Maura, especially on a day like today.
I did not know how all in you were going to go on that. I mean...
You do not know me? Obviously, you're not ready to be in my head the way Brock is if you didn't know I was going to go all in. It's going to be loud tonight, and that can have a little effect for George Kirby, maybe even on the pitch comm.
Yeah, it gets super loud. I know Sam tried to put some tube directed noise right here a little bit better. It helps, but I mean, with 45,000 people screaming, it is kind of tough. So just got to make sure you hear the right thing. If not, have Cal do some signs, but yeah, it gets loud. So, but if anything, that energized me a little bit.
You'd rather have a yelling.
Yeah, of course.
Hopefully a little more energized than he sounds in the press conference yesterday. Winner goes to Toronto for Game 1 of the ALCS Sunday night. That game will be at 5:08 our time in the National League. Cubs shut out the Brewers. They're going to force a Game 5 in that series. How about that little comeback? And the Dodgers and Phillies, an epic battle into the 11th and just heartbreaking way, at least for the Philly fans, for the Dodgers to win.
Corcoran delivers. Swinging a ground ball back to the pitcher. He knocks it down. Picks it up. He throws home. And a run scores. He threw it away. He threw it right by everybody. Kim scores. And the Dodgers win it in 11. And they are on to the NLCS.
That's so tough. So he knocks it down. He had time to throw to first, right? Even after he knocked it down?
He said post-game that in the moment he panicked and didn't think he did. He thought it was easier to get to JT Realmuto.
And I get that. Do you think if he'd made a good throw to home, he's out? I don't know. I think the guy might have been safe either way. I thought it was too late to go home. I thought he had much more time trying to go to first base. Regardless, just a sad way for that season to come to an end. The Philly uniforms look pretty sweet, though, last night. That stripe down the side looks so good. Love the baby blues. Dodgers walk it off in unique fashion.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
Mild improvement, let's call it, on the Seahawks practice report as they get themselves set for Sunday at Jacksonville. No Derek Hall, so good to see DeMarcus Lawrence able to practice yesterday. Ernest Jones at least limited, so that was a step in the right direction, but we're still going to have to wait on guys like Spoon and Love and Woolen. Remember, that's 3/4 of the starting secondary. And then there's the other side of it. What does this offense do? Sam Darnold had a chance to watch the Jaguars on Monday night in addition to all the film study, and here's what he took away.
Just how hard they play. I mean, you can feel it, come off the screen that way. And then, obviously you can tell they're really well coached, not only as a team, but, on their defense as well. Like I said, kind of, forcing the issue in terms of trying to take the ball away and just being really disciplined in other areas of their game as well.
All right, Giants keep on rolling last night with Jackson Dart. He sparked a total takedown of the Eagles. Throws for 195, ran for another 54, including a touchdown. Cam Scatterbo with 98 yards plus 3 scores. New York's 2-4. Some real momentum. Did you see Russ come in for the one throw? That was not good. And I got a question for you guys about Dart. I'll wait and ask it later because it's going to sound so ridiculous when I say it. You're just going to get mad at me, but I have a reason for asking it. But I'll wait. It involves Dart and Tom Brady. I'll just say that. Yeah, you're going to get annoyed, but we'll do it later.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
All right, as if there's not enough going on with the Mariners game tonight, Huskies are going to get going at 6 o'clock in Montlake against Rutgers. A win would start to set them up as a potential top 25 team. And the Kraken opened their season last night against Anaheim with a win. In fact, the first win in a home opener in franchise history. I believe the first home opener when they opened the building, it was there. I want to say, Maury, weren't we there together? Were you there with me for the opener? Didn't you, me, and Justin all go to that together?
We went to a game together. We were supposed to go G, but I don't think I went to the
opener. That wasn't the opener? Okay. I was at the opener. I'm pretty sure it began with a Vince Dunn goal, which is exactly how last night started.
Jaden Schwartz, who led this team with 26 goals last year, will button hook his way back. Larson, Dunn, a shot. He scores! Vince Dunn has the first goal of season number 5, and the Kraken are off and running.
Pretty awesome. The Kraken off and running with a win. Goals from Marchment and Jared McCann as well. Joey Decord, excellent night in net. Kraken are 1-0. They'll host Vegas tomorrow, and then they go off on a 6-game trip through Eastern Canada and the Northeastern United States. That is everything you need to know. 1:15 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show. All right, there's so much to tell you guys about today. So getting ready for the game tonight. Seattle Sports will be live from Victory Hall right across the street from T-Mobile Park. Today from 2 to 4, extended pregame coverage of the winner-go-home Game 5. Bob Stelton, Ryan Rowland-Smith, Charlie Furbush, all broadcasting live until 4, and then they'll turn it over to the pregame show. If you're not heading to the game, you can find the broadcast where? Right here on Seattle Sports on 710, the Seattle Sports app, and YouTube as well. All right, Brock will be in at 7, and we got a lot to get excited about. We do have Shannon to join us for a little check-in at 7:30. We've also got AJ Pierzynski, who's calling the game again tonight. I don't know, man. I think AJ's done an awesome job. I really like him and Adam Wainwright together, and Amin doing his Bob Costas impersonation between them. I think it's just been great. So looking forward to talking to them, or at least to AJ. And then G. Scott will come by at 8:30, of course, as well, before your phone calls at 9:30. That sets up the day. First, a little Daniel Jeremiah, who is very high on Sam Darnold. It's next on Brock and Salk.
Today, it all comes down to one win-or-go-home showdown at T-Mobile Park.
Listen to the roar of the crowd again. Swing and a miss, and he struck him out.
I would say we believe in each other and we're ready to fight.
It's a win-or-go-home Game 5 against the Tigers at T-Mobile. This afternoon, first pitch at 5:08. And there's only one place you can hear the American League West champion Mariners in the playoffs. On Seattle Sports, on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Man, you go through that need to know, and there is a lot going on in sports this weekend here in and around Seattle. So if you're not sure where to go to catch all of those games, let me recommend Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Yes, the new hotel is open. fun. That means the new pool, the new spa, and yes, the brand new sports bar. Indoor, outdoor, 66 TVs, fantastic food. It is the perfect spot to watch all those games and do all the fun stuff that can come with it. Yes, go to snocasino.com. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
Lowe's knows pros want more. Join My Lowe's Pro Rewards for free to get $20 off your first qualifying purchase of $100 or more just for signing up. Plus, enjoy free standard shipping and more ways to save on your next job. Lowe's, we help, you save. Offer valid for new members only. Not valid with any other discount. Free standard shipping not available in Alaska and Hawaii. Exclusions and more terms apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Visit Lowe's.com/pro loyalty for details. Subject to change.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Makita's built for the pros who show up early, who don't do shortcuts, only precise cuts. With tools built to last, job after job, year after year. Performance that pays off, because when the job calls for the best, you answer. And when you need the best, you call on Makita. Built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
Whether you're building a single roof or a successful roofing business, roofing contractors like you need the right tools for the job, and software is no exception. Service Titan is on a mission to be the most powerful software platform for the trades, with purpose-built technology proven to maximize revenue, streamline operations, and deliver 5-star customer experiences. We are taking roofing companies like yours to the next level and beyond. Service Titan. We are built for this. See what we can do for roofers at servicetitan.com.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales event going on right now through October 19th. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales event going on right now. Discover the D.R. Horton difference at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Life's expensive enough, isn't it? Groceries, gas, kids' activities. Sometimes your roof needs replacing, but your budget says not now. Hi, I'm Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. We want to help with an offer to lift that weight off your shoulders. Get 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. Or save up to $3,000 on a new roof today. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
The playoffs are here, and Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton are bringing the heat with a rotation that's built to win. The Gas RAV4, built for every inning of Northwest life. Or go versatile with the hybrid RAV4. The Tacoma, tough, dependable, and always clutch. And now, stepping up, the all-new 2026 Toyota Tundra. Redesigned, powerful, and built for big moments. Whether you're in the north or the south, they've got you covered. Visit ToyotaofKirkland.com and ToyotaofRenton.com and get your championship ride.
IRG Physical and Hand Therapy doesn't just treat injuries, they elevate athletes. From weekend warriors to elite competitors, IRG Sports Institute clinics are built for performance, blending top-tier physical therapy with advanced sports science and personalized training plans. Hey, Brock Hewitt here with Shannon O'Kelly, physical therapist and owner of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. Why? Why elevate athletes as well?
Because here at IRG, Brock, our motto is we want you to be your best self, your best physical self, your best mental self, and your best community self. At our new IRG Fremont Sports Institute, we're providing that type of care. We've got the latest equipment, the greatest techniques, the providers there that are excited to get you better, basically bigger, faster, stronger. Doesn't matter if you're a weekend warrior, a recreational athlete, an elite athlete, we will make you to be your best.
You'll work with specialists who understand the grind because they've been there. With access to cutting-edge equipment and recovery techniques, you won't just heal, you'll come back stronger. Visit irgpt.com, irgpt.com.
Brock and Salk's Rewind is presented by Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
All right, amidst all of the baseball conversation, a few minutes of football thrown in with Daniel Jeremiah, who joins us now generally on Tuesdays, but some technical difficulties bumps this to today. Good morning, DJ. How we doing?
I'm doing great. I got to be honest, it wasn't just the technical difficulties. That showed up after I was a few minutes late, as I was literally had got out of the shower, had shaving cream all over my face, and my wife's standing around there, and all of a sudden I go, oh, crap. And I'd start. So now you don't realize how hard it is to get just the shaving cream without the razor off of your face. That was a struggle. But we're back here today, showed up early for work, we're ready to go.
Can you speak life into our baseball community?
Oh, gosh.
How's he going to do that?
Are you kidding me?
Speak life to us, DJ. You are a positive guy. Mm-hmm. Yesterday, a 3-0 lead, going to the 5th inning, chance to close out the Tigers, get to the ALCS for the first time in 25 years, and we fall short. But there's still a Game 5 in front of 47,000 in Tark's Scoobel tomorrow night in Seattle. Can you just breathe and speak life into us?
Yeah, the harder it is, the more fun it is. So this is going to set up to be a great memory. And I don't have a lot of great Padre experiences to draw on, but I can tell you that I remember back in the 90s, and I don't know if it was an elimination game, but I remember going on the road to Houston with Randy Johnson and thinking, I think we're throwing Sterling Hitchcock. We've got no chance. And the Padres win that game. Mm-hmm. I can remember the Atlanta Braves and all those dudes that they had, and we were able to get through them in 98 as well with all their, if you stack up their pitchers versus the Padres pitchers, it would go advantage there. So you're going up against one of the elite pitchers. Which is just going to make it all the more fun when you find a way to get to the winner's circle. So enjoy the heck out of it. There's a lot of fan bases that would kill to be in a Game 5, even if it's against Terry Scoobel.
I'm just excited about the Sterling Hitchcock reference, since I have accidentally called Emerson Hancock Sterling Hitchcock like 30 times. So thank you.
He was a good Mariner, too, I believe. Wasn't he a good Mariner?
Did he pitch here, Sterling Hitchcock?
Yeah, he might have. He just kind of a nice, feel pitcher, kind of like what Ranger Suarez looked like last night for the Phillies.
He looked pretty good.
Just a true pitcher.
Wow. All right. Well, let's talk football, DJ. Thanks. Thanks for hanging out with us for a little bit. Let's start with Sam Darnold, because Brock and I have been sort of debating it and talking about it throughout the week. The first 59 minutes of what we saw was, as good as I can remember. And then we'll get to the last minute. But what are we seeing right now in general with Sam Darnold?
I think he's been awesome, to the point where I think if you did an MVP poll, I think he's in the top 5 at this point in time with what he's done this year. And I was talking to somebody about this on the phone the other day. I said, look, if this is where he is right now in his introduction into this offense, and they've got some young pieces, they've got the nucleus of a good offensive line going forward, it's not out of the realm to think okay, maybe a year from now, year 2, with arguably as good as it looks right now, that he could win an MVP. And that's how I feel about him. And then so the conversation was, has there ever been a draft class where you've had 4 quarterbacks win MVPs? Because you've already got Josh, you've already got Lamar in that class. Baker's probably the front runner right now we're only 5 weeks in. And Sam's played good enough to be in that conversation. Worst case, you're going to have 4 quarterbacks in the same draft class with a top 5 MVP finish if it holds as it looks right now. So I've been very happy with Sam.
Is that sustainable? Is that something you would expect to continue for the next 11 games?
I don't. His thing is interesting because you've got the ardent supporters, but then you've got everybody who's just they've got all these things saved in their drafts, whether it's text messages or tweets, and just waiting for the first crack. so that they can go, yep, there he is. That's a Sam Darnold moment. That's who Sam Darnold is, and I'm right and you're wrong. And it's the same reason why people were willing to ignore 16 weeks worth of data last year to point out the 2 games at the end of the year. It's, oh, that's really who he is. Or there's enough evidence now. And Brock, you can give me your thoughts, and I'd love to hear it. But like, I'm watching these teams every week and going through tape every week. I don't know, especially with Joe Burrow on the shelf, if anybody's processing as fast as Sam is processing right now, like continually getting to 3 and 4 quickly. I think he's seeing the field really, really well.
Yeah, I think it'd be the only guy with him right there in that regard would be, well, obviously Josh is in his own class, but the guy he played against. You realize, DJ, I think when the old internet went kaboot and you melted down on us on Tuesday in our 1 minute, I think I teed up the question that Sam and Baker played a game never seen before in NFL history, completing 80+% of their passes, 320+ yards between those two guys. Had never been done between two different. I mean, what if Sam is doing all of that? How is Baker right now the front runner for the MVP?
Well, I think what Baker's doing, and he's been really, really good late game moments. And if just watching both offenses in that, which were exceptional, and both quarterbacks played exceptionally well. I think where Tampa's offensive line is at right now is really, really impressive. I thought Sam had to navigate a little more trouble than Baker did, but Baker's, I mean, his confidence is sky high. He's extending things, making some things happen when he has to. In previous weeks, you can look at some of the huge plays he's made late in games. And the other thing is, I think, to have a quarterback playing at that level, you have to really, really have trust in your guys. And JSN's been awesome for Sam. And then Ibuka to come in as a rookie and literally be the best player, that he's got at his disposal with what they have there has been pretty incredible. And he's letting it rip. I mean, early. There's just not any question that Ibuka is going to be where he needs to be and letting it rip.
You bring up how he's been at the end of games, and obviously that's a huge part of it. Just looking at the 5 games the Seahawks have played. First game, they lose to San Francisco. Sam has a chance in the final drive. Fumbles. You remember the play where where Bosa kind of backed the right tackle into him. Second game, Pittsburgh, they win going away. Third game, New Orleans, they win going away. Fourth game, Arizona. Sam is perfect in the clutch, drives them down the field, and they end up beating Arizona on a tremendous drive by Sam. And then obviously they have the opportunity on Sunday, and you get the pick, which just comes at a spot in the field where the game is almost immediately over. So 1 and 2 in his 3 opportunities in the clutch. How do I balance that in? How do I fold that in to the full picture of who Sam Darnold is right now?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be an excuse maker because it is what it is. But I mean, you described it eloquently. I mean, Bosa got chucked into his lap where he doesn't see him, so I don't know. It's hard to fault him on that one. And then, I as we talk about every week, I'm just watching the tape, so I don't see the TV copy. The last one, the pick at the end of the game, did that hit a helmet? It looked like it skipped off of a helmet from the end zone copy.
It did. So here's the other side of it, because I think those are all, I mean, sure, you can always play that game on every pick, on every fumble. But isn't it somewhat on the quarterback to understand the pocket and feel the rush on the first one? He himself said that he needed to change the protection scheme on the one on Sunday against Tampa. I mean, he almost had a pick on the previous drive, right? The ball gets tipped up in the air and nearly was picked in the end zone for a pick 6. I don't know. I have so much emphasis on what quarterbacks do at the ends of games that as great as he's been, and he's been phenomenal. I love it. It's really hard for me to jump in with both feet because that's what you get judged on. How do you handle the end-of-game situations?
Yeah, I get that. I don't know. I just when I've watched those games, I've never thought this is someone who looked panicked, who looked like it was too big for him, who looked like he was trying to play outside of himself. I mean, I just didn't get that vibe at all. It almost, to me, feels like you hire a financial advisor who gets you a 30% return in the first 3 quarters, and he loses 1% in the fourth quarter. You go, wow, this financial advisor sucks. I've only made 29% on my money. Like I think on the whole, it's so outweighed everything that that goes beyond what you saw on 2 handpicked plays.
Bigger surprise that Sam Darnold is in the conversations you're talking about, or the JSN is in the conversations of being the best receiver in the game?
I think coming off of last year with Sam, I could have thought, okay, if this offensive line comes together in Seattle, I think he could continue to play at a high level. Now, he's exceeded that for me. He's played even better than that. But JSN, I don't think, if you told me who were going to be the top 5 to 10 receivers coming back in the National Football League, he wouldn't have been in that thought process for me. And now you look up and you're like, okay, he's like with the way he's played is like a top 3 to 5 guy for, I don't know, anybody would disagree with.
He's got more explosive plays. He's got double-digit 10 explosive plays of 20-plus yards, whereas teams, Jacksonville and one of them, doesn't even have double digits as a team. I mean, he is. We always knew he'd be a great slot guy, right? We talked about him on Ross St. Brown last year, and man, he has been that. But he's also been a downfield threat in ways, DJ, that I would have never anticipated. So how's he doing it?
Yeah, he's winning outside consistently, which has been fun to watch. I'm going back through some of my notes from this last week. The stuff, he might be the best slant route runner in the NFL right now, just with all the different ways that he can win and do it. You see it when guys are off. He's kind of got that AJ, I call it the AJ Brown, where you'll see him on a slant. He just kind of give you a 2-hand shove, but it's so short and quick that you don't see it, so he can win with physicality there. And then he'll hit you with a one-step slant, and he's just won immediately. And then he can also show you some savvy where he can lean on you in your stem, get you to widen out, and then cross your face. Just that's one route, one example of a guy who can win a lot of different ways. And then we knew, because of his work in the slot previously, how much toughness he had to work in the middle of the field. So I don't know. There's not many guys doing everything that he can do. So it's been very impressive. The other thing is watching that game. The guy who's might be in the conversation or close to him is the rookie. Ibuka's been awesome.
Incredible.
What's going on with Geno Smith?
Oh boy,
they're not very good.
They're not very good.
They're not very good. I don't think they run the ball well. There's nothing efficient about it, and Geno just looks older to me. He looks like there's just some twitch that's not there, and he doesn't look comfortable at all. So, he's not throwing to Michael Irvin and Jerry Rice out there, but he still does not look comfortable at all.
He has 9 picks.
I was there for the Charger game and saw him just
9
forcing things, and
DJ.
There's a lot of
DJ. He's thrown the ball to the other team 9 times in 5
Trust
games.
me, there's like the
9.
Here's a real current reference for you, like the Jets and the Sharks. There's the Sam Darnold and there's the Geno fan clubs, and there's not a lot of crossover in those. So it's been a good month for the Darnold camp.
Sorry.
Is this not?
Yeah, exactly.
Just doing a little West Side Story snapping for you. It's a little riff right at the beginning.
That's why people love this segment. You get shaving stories, West Side Story. Just everybody tunes in for this.
Is this going to end poorly for Pete and Bill?
I don't know that there's a lot of evidence to suggest otherwise.
Yeah.
That's such a bummer. It's such
It
a
is.
bummer. Those two guys are such a huge portion, first of all, just of my life, but of anyone our age. What those two guys did, 2 of the 5 preeminent coaches of their generation. I don't know who else you'd put in there. Andy Reid would probably be in there, and probably a couple other guys as well. But it's really hard to tell the story of the NFL without those two. And if you go to college, Pete's obviously a big part of it, and then you add in Saban and a few other guys. But to see it end like this, both of them are just, especially Bill, what's happening in North Carolina is it's really sort of hard to fathom.
Yeah, I think they're different. I think that Bill's thing is he went into a completely different sport. It's just apples to oranges, and not just in terms of how the play on the field is and how different it is with offense and hash marks and everything else, but just in terms of recruiting and portal, all that's such a new world to him, not to mention trying to relate to 18, 19-year-old kids. That's not something he has any.
Careful.
I think he's relating.
Oh, wow.
Depends on the kid. He seems to be relating okay.
Wow.
Well,
I walked right into that one.
Yeah, you led a horse to water and then asked it not to drink. Come on, man.
Gracious. Yeah. Oh, man. Don't clip that off. I don't need to get in any trouble.
We don't need to do that.
So that one's different. With Pete, I don't know. It's just not. I don't think it's just not a very full cupboard there. And with his age, it felt like it was like, okay, we need to try and make this happen now. Whereas I think the better approach would have been, where's our windows, as we always talk about. And to me, the window is off into the future. So this is an establishing year. Let's get young. Let's play young guys. It's not really let's try and assemble some veterans and go try and sneak into the playoffs this year. I think that is the wrong approach there. And so that one's kind of awkward. But I will say about those two guys. You talk about the impact that they had, but if you looked at, the impact on the enthusiasm of coaches in, college and the NFL, Pete had a major impact on that. You can see that his fingerprints all over a lot of coaches in both the professional and college ranks. And then Belichick's emphasis, and because I think it was also when we were able to start documenting a lot of this stuff with some of the NFL films things, the situational awareness. Obviously, the one you're familiar with the Malcolm Butler, like all that situational awareness that Belichick was so good at. I think that has carried all throughout both the professional and college ranks. So their impact is definitely something that can't be denied, but it's not ending great.
So DJ, you got into the NFL. Your first job was what year?
2003.
2003. When you were as a scout and you're in the NFL and you're in Baltimore and Philly, the organizations you're in, do you remember? I'm trying to remember back as a player in the late 90s, the early 2000s. I was trying to remember, were teams as beat up then as they are now? Do guys miss practice? I was thinking back to my Indy days. I don't remember. We'd have an injury here or there. But 7-8 guys and 5 starters for the Seahawks on defense yesterday missing practice like they did the week before. Chargers, you've lost guys for the entire season already. Some of your very, very best players. Do you remember it being this bad, this beat up, week 5, 6 of a season 20 years ago?
Well, for the 3 organizations I worked for, I would say no on Philly and Baltimore. Cleveland was amazing. We had Braylon Edwards got hurt running barefoot. So when Dante Stallworth stepped on his heel, so like that was a cursed organization that found interesting ways to get a lot of guys hurt. I think Gary Baxter ruptured like both of his patellas on the same play.
Wow, it's cool that they fixed it though. Now they're in good shape.
Yeah, exactly. No, they've got beyond that. You know what? I think it's 2 things. I think one of it is the changes in the CBA and how. They've limited what you can do in terms of practices. And I think some of that physicality I'm not a doctor, but it felt like those guys were calloused a little bit more and handled it a little bit better. And the other thing is I think some of it is the NBA load management thing, and it's a 17-game season. And I think kids have kind of grown up with that. Whereas think about, Brock, when you were in college, like you lost a regular season game, and you might be out of the conference championship. You cost yourself a Rose Bowl. Like there was such consequences for losing a game in college. And now there's thinking 12-team playoff. There's people are more concerned about preserving themselves for the next level as well. There's not such an emphasis on whatever you got to do, get the game that you got to be out there. You got to play each and every week. There's not that same emphasis anymore.
It's almost like, can we get to December? In the NFL.
Yeah.
And it feels like it's a war of attrition in which roster's going to have the most starters in December and obviously into a playoff run. And just, it feels different. Hey,
isn't it in all sports, though? Isn't it in every sport? I watch the Dodgers. Yes. When I'm watching their playoff games, every stat that they put up, like this pitcher the starting pitcher, he threw 80 innings. Snell threw 60 innings. Like they didn't even really play half these guys during the regular season.
Load management in the NBA, and that is we've talked about this a million times on this show. One of the great debates inside of sports, not necessarily for sports radio, is now versus the future. How much do you play for this moment right now versus for the long term? And nothing does that more than baseball, right? You can't pitch a pitcher 9 innings a day and use your reliever every day. You've got to be thinking about the whole long season. The NBA finally figured it out, and it does seem like the NFL has figured it out. And it's interesting as they're figuring it out that way, they're going the other way on 4th downs, which somewhat have the same calculus of like, do I want to play for this second or for 5 minutes from now, right? And so, I don't know. I always see that as one of the big debates in sports.
To get right back to the original question, though, about guys missing time, don't you think if we look at all of these sports where we're talking about this being an issue, the NBA greatly expanded the playoffs. The MLB added a wild card team. The NFL added a wild card team. I think and now we have college football. We've got 12-team playoff. Like, I think it's a direct correlation to them expanding the field. It used to be so much harder to get into the tournament that you would have to play guys. You couldn't miss games, and that's no longer the case.
Yeah, I mean, it's post hoc, non ergo proctor hoc.
Sure.
DJ's not a Latin guy. Don't worry about that, Brock.
I went to Appalachian State. Do you not have a bio on me?
Hey, I do want to get this in. We have seen a bunch of trades. Adam Schefter said there are going to be some marquee trades before the trade deadline. I texted you before the segment. There have already been some, and you're right. They're just kind of secondary stuff. It's not a big swing. How well do you understand the salary cap, DJ? Do you know these contracts and numbers decently well?
I would say I would give myself a C- on that.
Okay, C-. Don't know Latin, hardly know the salary cap.
Yeah, really not a lot of value.
Trey Hendrickson's got his deal ripped up. Trey Hendrickson's got a base salary of $16 million. He's got a restructured bonus of $13 million. So he's got $29 million in cash he's making. I asked this because if we saw with Seattle with no D-Law and no Derek Hall, that game changed. The defense changed quite a bit. If he's due $29 million in cash this year, 16 in base and 13 in that restructured, if you were to trade for him, does that restructured bonus a part of it, or are you trading for the base salary of it?
Oh, that's a good question.
Okay.
Yeah, I think to me it'll be interesting to see what would happen on something like that in terms of the money that's eaten. Are you Cincinnati? If you've already budgeted this money, can you then eat a decent chunk of it and then try and get a better draft pick?
Right.
That doesn't sound like the Cincinnati I know.
No, but I mean, if you're looking towards the future and trying to maximize the Joe Burrow
doesn't sound like
experience.
That. Yeah.
Right.
I think a smart organization would look at it that way and say,
well, that again does not sound like the Cincinnati that I know.
So let's just play this game, because every time I say Trey Hendrickson, Salk starts to salivate like Pavlov's dogs. You probably didn't learn. It was a psychological experience.
That's Psych 50.
Don't worry about that either. That wasn't Appalachian
I do know
State.
that one. Yeah.
You do know that
ding,
one?
Ding, ding. Yeah.
Yep. There we go. So Salk, I mentioned the name, and it's ding, ding, ding. He's all in, whatever, doesn't matter, because there is a need. And I think this defense is different when their front is different. What do you think of Trey Hendrickson? Do you see a Trey Hendrickson move before the trade deadline?
Again, it makes logical sense, especially we'll see what happens over the next few weeks if Joe Flacco can resurrect their season. Have my doubts there. So if this continues down the path that it was on, then I think they'd be crazy not to move him. He's not going to be part of their long-term future there. Right. And they have such an issue along the offensive line. And this give you an asset for that going forward from the Cincinnati side of things. And then from the Seattle side of things, this is, we talk about it at the window. This is a team that's capable of emerging from that conference. So being bold, this is probably a good opportunity to do that.
I got to ask you about Jacksonville and specifically about Trevor Lawrence. Yeah. Would you like me to ask it the tactful way or the way I actually want to ask it?
You can do it the way you want to ask it. I think you're going to do that either way, but
I would have been happy to be tactful. I get it. You've got other, I'm happy to be tactful. I ended up just asking him straight up, is Trevor Lawrence dumb? But it doesn't seem that way. He's just kind of, I don't know. Look, hey, we were going back and forth about the pick, right? Because Lawrence obviously got his finger up there into his nose on camera the other day. And Hawk Blogger sent over some video. Apparently, he spent some time doing like a JFK-style deep dive. He thinks there's evidence of an eat. I don't see it, and maybe it's because I don't want to, because I refuse to believe that that's a thing. Like, I know what happened with Sark, but, like, honestly, thinking about it makes me queasy. So I don't think that's what happened. I think it was just a pick, but if you want to go check out Hawk Blogger's thing, you can see he did a full-on deep dive into it. Probably went deeper than he should have. Okay, coming up next, George Kirby is going to start game one. Why? We'll discuss. We'll get excited. We'll talk to Shannon in a half hour. It's Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710 SeattleSports.com.
Intercepted easily. I'll go all the way for a touchdown.
Celebrating 50 years of Seahawks football.
Number 45, Kenny Easley, as pure an athlete as has ever played, saw him the very first day of training camp after his first-round draft choice. All of us veterans looked at each other and said, we've got something here, and we sure did.
The Seahawks are in Jacksonville, facing the up-and-coming Jaguars on Sunday. Kickoff at 10 a.m., pregame at 7.
On the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business.
It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data-protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat-ready with Comcast Business. Powering possibilities.
Now through November 16th, new Comcast Business customers can get started with 150 megabit internet plus security for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Plus, ask how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig package. Call today. Restrictions apply. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and auto pay with bank account. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With a Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now, the company's changed. Or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So, what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
This college football season, show your school spirit every time you pay. Introducing college-branded Venmo debit cards. Rep your team on and off the field with custom school designs that let everyone know who you root for. Whether you're tailgating, grabbing snacks for the watch party, or celebrating a win, you can unlock 15% cash back at ESPN, 1 free year of Perplexity Pro, and more. This college football season, score more with the Venmo debit card. Get yours now in the Venmo app. Learn more at venmo.com/collegecard.
Max cashback varies. Terms apply. The Venmo MasterCard is issued by the Bancorp Bank, N.A.
Tire care shouldn't come with extra costs or surprise fees. It should be simple, straightforward, and stress-free. So at Midas, they're rolling out the limited lifetime tire guarantee, included with every tire purchase with paid installation. You'll pay nothing for flat repairs, nada for flat replacements, zilch for tire rotations every 5,000 miles, and zero for other preventative maintenance. So with this limited lifetime tire guarantee, you'll pay a whole lot of nothing compared to what the other guys charge for tire care. That's the limited lifetime tire guarantee, only at Midas.
Baseball's postseason is here.
Let's yell, and so does everyone in this building.
Seattle Seattle Sports playoff coverage is presented by Honey Bucket, 710 KIRO AM Seattle and KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma.
Give me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Heward and Marcus. Sorry about Mike
Heward. Not exactly Joe Cap there in the pocket.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
Oh, we thought last weekend was going to be epic in the Great Northwest, Brock. How about this weekend? Tonight you got the Huskies. Tonight you got the Mariners Game 5 winner take all. Unbelievable. Sunday Seahawks, and then if the Mariners win tonight, they're on the road in Toronto as well. So an opportunity for yet another just crazy weekend here in the Seattle sports world, and pretty honored, honestly, to be on the air talking about it this morning. It's not every day that sports radio gets to be like this, and today is one of those days. I mean, we can talk through all of those games in various fashion, but tonight at T-Mobile is where it's at, man. That is the ticket of the century. That is the opportunity to go see a winner-take-all, the third in franchise history. They've won each of the last 2-0 in these Game 5 winner-take-alls, and a chance to put that streak on the line tonight.
Yeah, with a local boy coming back to do it, right? If you're Scooble, you're sleeping right now, probably. You'll wake up eventually, and you'll say, doesn't matter what happened the 3 other times this year against these Mariners. Now is my turn. Now is my chance. And if you're George Kirby, you wake up this morning and you say, not over my dead body are we going to lose this game. Not with 47,000 strong, and the passion and the will behind those people, as you imitated me to end the show yesterday, Salky. Not going to let those people down. So
no Zombie Nation. I can't do it again. Certainly not now.
No,
I got 3 hours left to go. My voice just came back early this morning, so I don't need to try that again. No, this is the ultimate, right? George Kirby's going to start. Dan made that announcement yesterday. But it's going to take, it takes a village to get through a game like this, and Dan knows that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the phrase, is all hands are on deck tomorrow. It's a Game 5. It's, obviously, everything's on the line, and so, anybody that's available will be down there, and we can use.
If every pitch and every at-bat and every decision is magnified, Salk, in playoff baseball, well, what happens in Game 5 deciding playoff baseball? I mean, it's Game 7 overtime hockey, right? Yeah. Just with every decision,
every moment matters.
Every moment does matter. And who's gonna, this is where, like, honestly, as a competitor, like, these are the moments. You hear it all the time. It's cliche, but these are the moments you got to live for. And surprisingly, Salk, and there are moments in my career where you think that's every guy on that roster, every guy in that uniform wants that pressure, wants that moment, and that's just not true. That's not true. They could say it, but really deep down believe it and go, yeah, I want to be the guy in the box with 2 outs, runners at second and third, that has to make the play and has to contribute, or I got to make that pitch on a full count.
It's such a challenge in baseball especially, but in all sports, to find that balance between the excitement, the adrenaline rush, everything that goes with everything you just said, Brock, of meeting the moment where it's at, with the need to slow it down and keep it normal. That really has been one of these great debates. I wrote about it, Seattle Sports. It's up this morning at seattlesports.com. And that's kind of where my mind took me last night as I was watching youth hockey practice and watching the Kraken game and watching the baseball games and watching the football game. It was awesome. What a cornucopia of sporting events last night. I know not everybody got the youth hockey practice in there as well, but just all of those things together and getting a chance to just kind of bounce from one to another, and just got me thinking about tonight and how hyped T-Mobile is going to be. It's going to be insane. Have you heard Kirby talk about just how crazy it has been at T-Mobile? He was saying that you essentially can't hear yourself or hear the pitch comm, that it's that intent. Like, he's like, yeah, I can't hear the pitch comm. Like,
yeah, it gets super loud. I know Sam tried to put some tube directed noise right here a little bit better. It helps, but I mean, with 45,000 people screaming, it is kind of tough. So just got to make sure you get, hear the right thing. If not, have Cal do some signs, but yeah, it gets loud. So, but if anything, that energized me a little bit.
You'd rather have the yelling.
Yeah,
Yeah, he sounds, as you can tell, very energized, Brock. Yes. So will, he hear and feel some of that? Is that why he hit 100 miles an hour in the first inning the other day?
First inning, you were touching 100 miles an hour last time out. Just how much of that was adrenaline? And with the adrenaline, how much tapers off as the outing goes on, or does it stay pretty much the same throughout?
Yeah, we'll find out tomorrow. So.
We're fixing to find out, Salk. We're fixing to find out if he can get matched.
He's from New York. I don't know if he's going to say fixing to anything, but okay, maybe.
Hey, by the way,
that might be the wrong guy in this rotation.
Is that Cal's voice in the pitch comm?
I don't think so, no. I think it's a mechanical voice.
It's just a standard Siri voice.
I think so, but it sounds like you can do different things because I was watching one of the Aroldis Chapman games, and they were saying that he's got something in his pitch comm that says, like, when it says fastball, it says like fastball low or fastball away, something like that, to try to get into his head where he's trying to put it, and just sort of everything almost focused in a like a mental focus type of a deal.
Sure.
So yeah, I don't know. I think it's just a mechanical voice.
Yeah, I don't know if you wrote this and included this in your article, Salky, but the difference between the 47,000 that come and fill that, imagining, I don't know, maybe there's a couple thousand Detroit fans, the 45,000 Mariner fans, the passion, the anxiety, the zeal, the want to that they have, versus, to your point, the players having to control to want it too much.
Yep.
And you saw a perfect example in the late inning last night. That pitcher could have fielded that ground ball 100 of 100 times.
Yep.
And certainly fielded it to throw it to first 100 of 100 times. But in that moment for Philadelphia, and it just kind of squibs a little away from him, and he just freaked out. He just panicked. He just the game was
the game sped up on him.
Yes, it did. And
it's so sad, man. I feel bad for that guy. And he's just going to get absolutely destroyed on Philly radio. The best news for that guy is that Jackson Dart destroyed the Eagles last night. So hopefully it'll take some of the pressure off of him, because there's got to be some real frustration with the Eagles as well. But yeah, that poor guy. I mean, the game sped up on him in the moment. You can't let that happen. So what do you do tonight? How do you win this game? Two cuts that I think we should play. The first from Harold Reynolds, who I think has a pretty good plan on how to win against the best in the world tonight.
What you're going to have to do as Seattle is what they did last time to beat him. Not just the home run, but you have to outlast him. You have to. He throws a shutout, we're throwing a shutout. And that's what it's going to have to be. It's going to have to be a bullpen game. And that is where the Tigers have won. You can forget all the different things we're talking about. Scooble's been great. Gilbert's been great. You go ahead and match up against guys all the way through.
It'll be Kirby, Castillo.
Yeah.
The two starters.
Those two, they've been great as well. But the key to the series, why it's 2-2, has been the bullpens. It's been the bullpen, period.
Look,
and the Mariners have been using 4 pitchers every game. They got to find somebody else that's going to be able to toe that slab and get it done for them.
Well, and I don't know that you're going to be able to find somebody else in Game 5 of a winner-take-all. I don't know whether this is the moment to see if Emerson Hancock's got it in the postseason. It might be a little late for that. But I think where he's right is you got to piggyback your 2 starters that are available, that being George and Castillo. It's why I probably would have gone the other way, just because I'd like to use both those guys, and I probably would have liked to have seen Castillo start. But I'm not like upset. I think I would have done it the other way. I'm sure they have a good reason for doing it this way. The second part of that, though, Brock, is you've got to play the game that way. And as much as Harold kind of likes some of that, it sounds like Greg Amsinger and Dan Plesac not as into some of the way it's been played.
And I think maybe with the Mariners, Dan Wilson felt like, okay, these are the roles. This is how we played it all season long, and let's just play the way it's worked for us. And you're so right. He managed a regular season game during the postseason.
And there's something to be said about that, because we've seen teams, we can't have it both ways. I always say, do what got you here. But I understand that when it comes to these games, and the bullpen has to be handled differently, because it's just so topsy-turvy. So the playoff game is totally different. We'll see how, there's a Game 5, and we'll see how this all gets handled in Game 5. But there's no leash in a Game 5.
No.
And I think what we're agreeing on is you had to play Game 4 with no leash.
And we'll see how Dan Wilson manages his plethora of pitchers that he will use in Game 5 against one pitcher.
Yep. And I think when Harold says you got to find a guy, Salk, that might be finding Logan Gilbert in the 9th inning.
Yeah.
Depending on how you use Mooney earlier, or Brash earlier, or Spire earlier, or Castillo earlier. But yeah, I don't think the plan is to try to get Mr. Kirby through 6 innings.
No, I don't think so.
No,
And I think
so.
Honestly, I would hope that Game 1 tells you it's going to be real hard to get him even through 5. That if you can get 4 good innings out of George Kirby, maybe you get 2 innings out of Luis Castillo, and then you're into 7, 8, 9. And if you do want to use Logan for one of those, and you're going to trust Brash and Munoz, they're your guys, and neither one of them pitched yesterday or the day before. Yeah, I would say that's probably the way this game should be handled. And then you know what it's all about? Execution. Can you find a way to drive the pitch count up for Skubal? Can you find a way to run into a home run or two like you did the other day? Can you make and execute your plays in the field? Can you hit the cutoff man? Can you be aggressive if you get on base and steal a bag and put some pressure on the other team? And this Mariner team is built to do all of those things. It's why tonight has the opportunity to just be completely epic. I can't wait. Going to be there. Can't wait to see the whole thing. And I know there's a lot of people around Seattle who feel the same way. It's Football Friday, powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. We'll give you everything you need to know next. Shannon Drayer for a little check-in to get ready at 7:30. AJ Pierzynski's on the call. We'll talk to him at 8 o'clock. It's Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Wednesday marked 30 years since the greatest moment in Mariners franchise history.
Swung on and line down the left field line for a base hit.
That was a Game 5, just like the one coming up this afternoon at T-Mobile. Don't miss the next great Mariners moment, the one we'll be talking about 30 years from now. Where will you be listening for the next?
And the fans are going crazy here at T-Mobile Park.
First pitch today at 1:40.
The LJ way is.
You look at stuff like this and it's like, I don't want to come into an industry and work on a place that is going to compromise how I feel about myself. I get to go to work every day with good people, and I get to enjoy what I do because I'm out there just trying to do right by people I care about, which is our community. We're going to see them at the grocery store. I'm going to see them at the sports tournaments. 2 friends of our daughters came in last night just on the lot, didn't know I was there. And it was cool because you got to take them through, and they're going to buy a car for their first driver and a car for their kid going to school soon. These are the people that you're going to work with. And so you better make sure that your laundry's clean. I don't think Lee Johnson specifically, right, Speedway Chevrolet, where I'm at, I don't think they've ever had a problem with the community of being able to stand up and look them in the eye and know that they did their job well.
The LJ way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
It's beautiful outside. I'm trying to take advantage of this weather and get out on the motorcycle as often as I can while the weather is here. And I've heard from a lot of you the same exact thing. I've also heard from you guys about injuries you've sustained in a motorcycle accident. And if you're somebody that's been injured in a motorcycle crash, call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS. Look, every rider has a story, and for some, it takes an unexpected turn. But you don't have to face it alone. With the Law Tigers, they make sure you get what you deserve when you need it. And in Washington, every motorcycle ride writes its own chapter, from the coastal twists of Highway 101 to the rugged beauty of Stevens Pass. And when the unexpected happens, Law Tigers are ready to ride with you. So again, if you've been hurt in a motorcycle crash, call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS. They are not just attorneys. They are actual riders who know the road and the risks. Whether you're carving through the Cascade Loop or exploring the scenic routes of Mount St. Helens, Law Tigers are the motorcycle lawyers of Washington. Call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS or visit lawtigers.com. The Law Tigers, Washington's motorcycle lawyers. Cook Law Office, PLLC, 539 Broadway, Unit 104, Tacoma, Washington, 98402.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain aging, and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit DanielNelsonMD.com. That's DanielNelsonMD.com.
Big Nation Station reminds parents to enroll your kids in a positive youth program. Sports, hobbies, and community activities improve overall health and performance in school. These programs decrease drug use and violence and develop self-discipline and leadership skills. Let's team together this year to help our kids reach their full potential. A message from the entire team at Big Nation Station. They've got a complete stock of beverages, snacks, hot food, and more, and are wishing all our kids a safe and successful school year.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Your time is money, so why are you wasting it stuck in I-5 gridlock, TSA slowdowns, and SeaTac crowds? Isn't it time to travel smarter? Seaport Airlines offers high-frequency commuter shuttle service from Seattle's Boeing Field to Portland. Park for free next to our terminals. Check in 20 minutes before your departure. Get there faster without the hassles. Seaport Airlines. It's about time. Book today at flyseaportair.com.
Golf carts are fun and easy to drive. They can zip along up to 15 miles per hour in the sunshine, warm air, with your foot firmly on the dashboard. Now that's living. Pacific Power Batteries has some sweet 2021 Club Car Tempos for sale at about half the price of a brand new one. We offer a 2- or 4-seat model with capacity-rated batteries and a 30-day, no-hassle, money-back satisfaction guarantee. Have a look online at pacificpowerbatteries.com.
Hey, it's Tim Hunter, former Seattle radio goofball here with 2 words that aren't funny. Prostate cancer. Get your annual checkup. Keep an eye on that PSA number. And if you hear those 2 words like I did, talk to the folks at Swedish Cyberknife. 5 treatments, minimally invasive and technologically advanced over the other options. If you were a friend and I consider you one, I'd highly recommend Swedish Cyberknife. We are so lucky to have them right here in town. Do your research, but definitely visit swedish.org/cyberknife prostate.
Dave Wyman here, and we've been fortunate to hear from 2 Swedish Cyberknife patients this year, Andy Ryder and Tim Hunter. Both heard about Cyberknife from our radio ads and completed successful treatment, raving about their experiences. Tim was impressed that treatment only took 5 days. Andy hosted a large international delegation the week after his treatment. If you, a friend, or a family member is diagnosed with prostate cancer, consider treatment with Swedish Cyberknife here in Seattle. Go to swedish.org/cyberknife prostate.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
It all comes down to this. Tonight, 1 game to decide if the Mariners are worthy of moving on, Brock. Game 5, everything on the line. If you want to advance, you got to beat Skubal. He's kind of the final boss of ace pitchers, and you're going to have to face him 4 times. This is like Bald Bull, Brock. You beat him once, you think it's over. Oh, no. You got a second Bald Bull you've got to face, and this is as if there were 2 more. And eventually you got to face Skubal one last time. You got to find a way to beat him. Dan Wilson says, yeah, they kind of know the strategy.
That has been a key to our success over the last times we've faced him, is being able to put some pitches on him, especially during the regular season. That's sometimes controllable, sometimes not. Like you said, if he's attacking the zone and getting pitches into the zone early, you can't be as passive. But our guys, that's one of the things they do really well is they can adjust. And I think tomorrow will be no different. It is a balance. But these guys have seen him now 3 times, and have a pretty good idea of what to expect. And we'll take that game plan out there tomorrow and be ready to go.
It's kind of fascinating. Who's got more pressure? Do the Mariners have more pressure playing at home? Does Skubal have more pressure knowing that he's got to deliver? Because offensively, while they erupted in the middle innings and late innings the other day, other than that, for a month and a half and just spent every one of his starts, he's got very little margin.
Does George have more pressure because he knows on the other side is Tarek Skubal, who's likely to not give up many runs in the game? Yeah,
I think the answer is yes.
Yeah, all of them. I mean, and I think what you would say is, Brock, it's a great question. I love it. And it kind of got my mind racing as you were asking it. I think my answer would be all of them, and the answer might not be who has the most, or the relevant part isn't necessarily who has the most. It's who deals with it the best, right? Who is able to quiet the noise in their head and just go out there and do your job. Incredibly challenging. George Kirby will be on the mound. Got to imagine Luis Castillo's ready to go as well. Winner heads to Toronto. Game 1 of the ALCS Sunday night, 5:08 Pacific. So not a lot of turnaround. Like, you jump on a plane, you head there, and you get ready for a game on Sunday, which is pretty sweet. National League last night, Cubs shut out the Brewers. So they forced Game 5. Nice little comeback, as all the home teams have won in that series. And then you mentioned it earlier, the Dodgers-Phillies. Oh, it's just 11th inning. They bring in this kid, and unfortunately, the game sped up on him.
Corcoran delivers. Swinging a ground ball back to the pitcher. He knocks it down. Picks it up. He throws home. And the run scores. He threw it away. He threw it right by everybody. Kim scores. And the Dodgers win it in 11. And they are on to the NLCS.
Ugh. It was awful. Just awful.
You know who I think of in those moments now, and I never used to? Kirkorine's parents.
Who?
The pitcher's parents.
Oh, Kirkorine's parents. Yeah.
The brother, sister, friends.
Yeah, it's rough. They should not listen to the radio in Philly today, I guess is what I would tell them. How sweet were those Philly uniforms?
Oh.
Aren't they amazing?
So good.
They should wear those full time. Why they ever went away from those to the stupid red and white ones they wear? Ugh. Those are sweet, man. Bring back those baby blues full time. Yeah, they look pretty sweet.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
Seahawks practice report a little better, right? A little better yesterday, mildly. It was nice to see without Derek Hall, it was nice to see DeMarcus Lawrence actually practice yesterday.
Full participant.
And Ernest Jones was at least limited, so that's some improvement. You got to imagine he'll be ready to go. But Spoon, Love, Woolen, that's 3/4 of your starting secondary, and I don't know how good it looks for any of the three.
Yep. We'll get a little better idea today. So they'll practice today, and I'm going to imagine fly all the way across the country after today's practice.
Don't you think all of those are going to be like game time tomorrow decisions, though?
Well, you got to see, are they doubtful? Are they out?
Yeah.
Or are they questionable?
Sure.
I think to be questionable, you got to kind of get on the field and test your hamstring, or for Woolen, see just how advanced he is when he cranks the heart rate all the way up, and where that concussion is. And Spoon, yeah, man, I don't know if they got the imaging done. I don't have a real good sense of that one.
Yeah, no.
And then a Monday night game, and then a bye. There's a lot to process there, and all this load management and trying to get guys to the starting line as often as you can.
Great little Thursday night game last night. It's the Giants keep on rolling with Jackson Dart. He sparks a big takedown of the Philadelphia Eagles. I know there's a lot of focus on the Eagles, Brock, but can I ask you a weird Jackson Dart question?
Sure.
Don't just answer immediately. Let me explain it a little why I say this.
Okay.
Is there any part of you that would agree with the statement that Jackson Dart is the modern early career Tom Brady? They don't play the same game, and they don't have the same style.
No, they don't.
But they both seem to have a unique ability to bond and bring together various parts of their locker room and relate to people in a way that works for the people they're trying to relate to. Tom Brady was not trying to do it in 2025, relating to a guy like Cam Scatterbo or Wandale Robinson or any of the guys on that team. He had to do it with Lawyer Malloy and Ty Law, some other guys with a very different Willie McGinnis. But bringing together people of different backgrounds and kind of playing their game and doing it authentically, it does seem like Jackson Dart has a little of that.
Yeah, I think a high likability. Guys like him. Coaches like him. People around him like him.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty good quality to have as a QB.
Absolutely.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
What's at stake for the Huskies tonight? They may not be the major focus in town this evening, with the Mariner game obviously starting at 5 o'clock, but big one against Rutgers, right?
Yeah, I mean, you'd love to get to 5-1. I think you're 10-point favorites or so. That's about right.
You get ranked if you win?
I would think you're right on the brink of getting ranked at that point.
Yeah.
And then you go to Michigan the following week and really have an opportunity to kind of make a name for yourself. You had one swing at it with Ohio State. Couldn't quite get that one done. Ohio State, a different class. I don't think they'll see until Oregon at the end of the year of that kind of caliber. So take care of business at home, where your winning streak did get snapped against those Buckeyes. So restart that sucker. Rutgers is not a real dynamic team. They just play what they play. They think you're going to make more mistakes than they will, and that happened last year in their place, and you got to think a little payback for them tonight.
Well, speaking of taking care of business at home, that is exactly what the Kraken did last night in their home opener as they win 3-1 over the Ducks. Goals from Dunn and Marchment and Jared McCann. Joey Decord with an excellent night in net.
Just your eye test?
I didn't get to see enough. From what I saw, they look good, but I mean, I got to see them against some better teams than the Ducks. Sorry. That's everything you need to know. 1/4 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show. I wasn't able to focus on too many things going on. I thought they looked good, though.
I'll tell you who else is fun, by the way. You mentioned Dart, and he is likable.
He's fun.
So is Scottaboo.
He's pretty fun, too.
And Lyle's nodding. Like, yeah.
Is he
talk
nodding
about Jackson
like Scottaboo?
Dart. No, Scottaboo more kind of shakes his face.
Yeah, I guess
like
that's
he
true.
Kinda got
You think Shannon does any of that? You think that's how Shannon's getting herself ready for a huge Game 5 tonight?
I'm not
gonna
picking
ask
on
her.
Shannon. I'm not asking her anything like that.
Don't
No.
do that. Don't pick on Shannon today.
Last two outings, Salk, have been a little off the rails.
Yeah.
Running like new at every fill-up. Stable in-season protection is your engine's preventative medicine, cleaning and protecting the entire fuel system in season. In outdoor power equipment, prevent gum and varnish buildup that could cause a rough or non-running engine. For cars and trucks, increase fuel efficiency and power by removing deposits, ensuring your engine's long-term health. Stable outperforms the competition in independent lab testing. So at every fill-up, start with Stable.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your really expensive limited edition sneakers and your new suit for your cousin's wedding. Except you never actually bought the suit because you can't stop buying sneakers. So you show up to the wedding looking like you're going grocery shopping. But hey, at least your sneakers will look good in the pictures, until you're cropped out of every last one of them. So go ahead and get Progressive, so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations. When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your priceless vinyl collection. Sure, you sleep on a futon because the money most people would have spent on a bed you spent on more records. But forget the fact that you can stream just about any song ever created for a few dollars a month. No, you need to listen to music in the most difficult way possible. So go ahead and get Progressive, so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
At Cressy Door, we have the perfect garage door for you. Come visit our brand new garage door and fireplace showroom and let our experts help you find the perfect garage door. Cressy Door.
Ryan Roland Smith here. For more than 35 years, the NBA Health Insurance Trust has been helping local builders, contractors, and their employees save money and gain peace of mind. They offer customized group health plans from the state's leading insurance providers. Small and mid-sized businesses deserve big healthcare access. The NBA Health Trust brings you the coverage you want at a price you can trust. Find out more at mbahealthtrust.com. That's mbahealthtrust.com.
At O'Neill Plumbing, we've been exclusively plumbers for over 100 years. No corny mascots, no out-of-town owners. Just clean, fast, and professional plumbers out to your home fast. All rooter and all trenchless. O'Neill Plumbing.
Seattle Sports has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks Monday Night Football game October 20th. Head to the Seattle Sports app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the Seattle Sports app, the better your odds. Do it every day, October 7th through October 13th. Details and rules at seattlesports.com/win. From the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Want more Seahawks content? Join me, G. Scott, on The Reset. New episodes of the podcast every Monday and Thursday on YouTube or on the Seattle Sports app.
What's better than a zero-turn mower? 0% financing for up to 60 months on your entire purchase. Rick Riz here for Steel, the preferred handheld outdoor power equipment provider of the Seattle Mariners. Take advantage of Steel's 0% financing and up to $1,000 in instant rebates on select zero-turn mowers. Get a comfortable ride and a perfect cut with Steel's American-made mowers. Start easier, work smarter, and finish faster with Steel. Find your local Steel dealer at steeldealers.com.
Have you tried the dining district at the Bellevue Collection? Grab lunch with friends, meet up for happy hour, and stay for dinner and beyond. You can sample international flavors and local favorites from talented chefs. Try a new cocktail on a rooftop bar or watch the game with friends and explore the lively nightlife scene. The dining district at the Bellevue Collection, where your taste adventure begins. Learn more at BellevueCollection.com/dining district.
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct Access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct Access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
This hour of the Brock and Salk Show is powered by Star Rentals, preferred supplier to the West's best contractors.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Yeah, these are the moments, man. These are why, Brock, you love sports. This is why I think you and I end up getting into this business, for big moments like today, for big games like tonight, 5 o'clock, first pitch at 5:08 at T-Mobile Park. Crowd's going to be going crazy. Skubal versus Kirby. This is for all the marbles, man, and just I love this stuff. I really do. Shannon Drayer is going to be there, as she's been for all of these games, our Mariner insider, and she joins us now. Good morning, Shannon.
Good morning.
You ready?
I think so.
You're not ready yet. You don't sound quite ready. It's going to take you some time to get into game mode, and I'm sure the same for George. Let's start there. Why George Kirby tonight?
I think ultimately it played into, I almost feel like that was a decision that was made, at the beginning of the series, and that played into why he was chosen as the game one starter. Dan Wilson did mention this is how it has worked out as we hoped it would, or as we planned it would. But I think also one of the big things and part of the planning was to get him that extra day of rest going into a game 5, if there was a game 5. And I do think that was a big part of it as well. Luis Castillo would be on regular rest. George Kirby has that extra day. It's an interesting, they both have experience in these kinds of games. George obviously pitched in the 18-inning marathon back in 22. Kirby pitched in an elimination game while he was with the Reds. Castillo pitched with the Reds in an elimination game. And, for me, I think it was worth a debate, because if one of them is going to come out of the pen, I do believe Kirby would be the one that is better suited to do that. Again, he did that in 22. And his stuff coming out of the pen, I really wonder what that would look like, although he'd be coming out for more than an inning, I think, in this situation. Castillo hasn't done that. I like the way Castillo had just complete command of his game when he started game 2, but he might also be a little bit more suspect too. Yeah, they just saw him 5 days ago, and he was very much on his game. If he's off his game a little bit, they could get to him a little more, where George can have a little bit of extra. So as intriguing as the bullpen option was, and knowing even with Kerry Carpenter in the lineup and what he's done to Kirby, I think ultimately they thought second time around on an extra day's rest, it's better to get that starter that is going to be able to give you more in that situation, and they went with Kirby.
What was the vibe yesterday in the park?
No, zero vibe. It was weird. I don't think it was weird for them, but it was just the Mariners out on the field going through their work. It was pretty quiet. They had the music playing, but normally in that situation, there is a buzz in the stadium. All the stadium workers are there. There are groups coming through early. Yesterday, it was nobody. And it was just the Mariners going out there doing their work. They seemed fine. I did see, the smiles that you expect to see. You didn't see everybody. There are guys that don't take batting practice on the field. So you did not see like Cal Raleigh. He usually doesn't take BP on the field. Josh Naylor often doesn't do that. He does his work early. We didn't see him out on the field. So it was very different. A lot of people very workmanlike. You could see some coaches, kind of laughing with some of the players as well, keeping things light. Dan Wilson was keeping things light, as that's what he is going to do. But it did not look or feel like any regular season batting practice, because the circumstances obviously are very different. And I'm sure you've read or heard by now, the Tigers elected to spend the night in Detroit and then fly to Seattle. Yesterday, they held a small workout at the park. I'm sure that was probably not much more than the pitchers doing their daily work and activating their arms like they usually do, and did not hold a workout. I don't think that's a big deal. I've had some questions about that. I mean, they were here just a few days ago. They know the park pretty well. But A.J. Hinch said a lot of that had to do with they had been on the road for so long. They felt that extra night probably would be good for them.
Hey, Shannon, let me go back to what you said a moment ago about Castillo and his stuff not playing as well out of the pen, because I've heard that also, and I've thought that as well. I don't necessarily know why I feel that way, and so I guess I'll ask you, why do we seem to feel that way? And I guess the second part of that is he an option out of the bullpen early today?
I think it's just because he doesn't nothing he has looks like he would be a one inning, when you're talking about a reliever, obviously there are different parts of the pen. Look at Kirby as who could come in and be a closer, which he did again in 22 in a 10-9 game in Toronto on the road. And you look at Castillo perhaps more as a guy that would give you innings. I think that's probably when you say it wouldn't play up. His velocity hasn't been where it's been of late. He doesn't really have a huge put-away pitch right now. He's a guy that's going to work his way through an at-bat and get his outs that way, whereas Kirby or even a Miller could come in and, you could see an uptick of the velocity. And with Kirby, you could be looking at 100. And with Bryce Miller, you could be looking at 98, 99 in that situation with the breaking pitches, with the splitters that they have and whatnot. I think that could be that would be different.
Is there any chance you'd be looking at 98, 99 from Castillo if he was only pitching for an inning or two?
I don't think so. And I don't know why. I mean, sure, I guess there is. But he has, and again, he's a person that has the upper velocities you've seen from him have been very early and have not carried it all. Mm-hmm. And so if you're talking about 1 or 2 miles an hour, I mean, you haven't seen a ton of 97s from him. I don't think it would be very much. And I don't think his mindset would be in that, I'm sure he could get his outs, but he doesn't seem that he would be his wipeout. I think we'll see today. I think we will have the opportunity. Yeah. Yes, he is available in the bullpen. So, it would be fun if we did see that, but I think it's easier to see Kirby like that, and partly because we did, and what we saw was fantastic when we did.
How does Shannon Drayer get herself ready for a closeout game?
I'm trying to make sure I don't over-caffeinate.
That's a process you have to start early, right? I mean, you got to start that now.
Well, yes, just a little bit here, a little bit there. I don't want to be bouncing off the walls. It just the energy in this is going to be so different. And, anybody who's listening right now, the Mariners want the noise. There's no question about that. Even Kirby, who had trouble hearing his pitch calm last time, they want the noise. They want the atmosphere, and everybody, to a man, pointed to going home. It's a huge, huge advantage for them and the crowd in front of their fans as a huge, huge advantage. So for me, I don't want to be I want to be able to focus on what we're watching. The atmosphere is going to be something, but I want to be able to focus pitch to pitch and moment to moment and really keep the emotion out of the game other than to note, how that's playing into the game for the players. I don't want to miss a pitch of this.
What was going on with Josh Naylor at second base the other night?
I love his comments afterwards, which were brave. So yeah, of course, if we can do it, we're going to do it. But in watching him and in watching how it went from player to player, everybody's trying to figure out, was the pitcher, did he have a tell, or was Naylor just trying to throw the pitcher off his game with the antics over at second base? I think there was a little bit of that, but I think he was getting a tell. But I almost wonder if he was getting it from the catcher, the way that we were seeing it from hitter to hitter. So I don't know, but he was on to something, be it he saw something that was possibly tipping or he saw the opportunity to distract over there. What do you think?
I mean, now again, this is a guess. I don't know. Just like you, it felt anyway to me like the first time he had something and he told Canzone about it and it worked and they got a hit.
Yeah.
And then the second time he went out there, he was just making it up as he went along. That's what it felt like.
It looked like. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I can't speak to it, but that was what it felt like to me.
He did go talk to Danny Farquhar on the bench afterwards, and Farquhar is the one who is on top of those. Well, a lot of them are, but he's notably on top of that, and there were some smiles. So, something was going on there. It was fun to watch, and did it have impact? I don't know, but it was.
What if it just helped Canzone get a hit? What if it helped Mitch Garver get a walk? That leads to 2 runs. Obviously, it didn't end up being enough, but if it helped lead to those 2 runs, throw in a couple of sparkling defensive plays and a big old collision with Kerry Carpenter.
Holy cow. Was that not the best tag game you've seen by a first baseman before?
That was two pretty big dudes, him and Carpenter.
Hitting Carpenter and then the dub. I know he held on and everything else, and being there for it, not getting out of the way, and then the double tag was fantastic.
So who's got the advantage? Seeing Skubal a 4th time if you're the Mariners, or Skubal seeing the Mariners a 4th time?
You know what? I think Skubal is going to do what Skubal does, and I think the Mariners very much got him the last time because what they did the 2 times previous, and that they were able to get the pitch count up a little bit, which is a dicey thing to do because if Skubal gets strike 1, he's pretty much, the odds are even more in his favor, and the Mariners still able to get the pitches they did, but the biggest difference was, and it is something that we inevitably will see today, and they've got to be ready for it, was Polanco hit 2 mistakes. And you've got to be on that. You've got to be on top of every pitch and present for every pitch and in that at bat and see the quality of at bats that we saw before, and you can't miss when he makes that mistake. And he's coming in today on regular rest, which isn't something that he has done a ton this year. In the past, that was worth like an extra run on the ERA. He kind of went to work on just being physically ready for this type of season this year. And so it's not it's about a half run right now, but it is not what he usually does. The Detroit Tigers have kept their starters and built in extra rest for them throughout the season. So I'm curious to see if there is any downplay in the stuff, and it might just be a half mile an hour on the fastball, or it might just be one more missed pitch. But any of that is going to be critical to take advantage of. And obviously the biggest thing when they beat Skubal, it's not just, it wasn't Skubal. It was, and sometimes it was a little bit, but it was, you got him out of the game. Beating Skubal means getting him out of the game and then being on top of it the minute the relievers come in. And that's probably going to be your biggest opportunity, other than the game that I think they put 4 up on him early in the season. So I think he'll be on. He will pitch his game. I don't think there will be a ton of adjustment from him.
Last thing real quick, mentioned the sort of all hands on deck, probably not Bryce Miller. Is Logan available, do you think, for an inning tonight?
I don't think so. I mean, if you got into extra innings, I think he would be. I mean, he has to be. I guess he has to be. Bryce isn't ready because physically he shouldn't be ready.
Mm-hmm.
I think Logan is available only because physically he could go out of there. But I think, that is the last arm that you want to go to. You go to only if you have to, and then you would figure out what you do in game one.
You don't view it as like a bullpen day where he could throw one inning and...
I don't think I saw him. I don't think, he didn't throw a bullpen yesterday, so I guess that's...
Oh, you know what I should ask you, Shannon? I'm sorry, just because again, we only have 30 seconds here, but Brian Wu flat ground yesterday. What is the thinking on his availability for the next series?
Well, we haven't been able to talk to anybody about that. Let's be pretty clear about that. We haven't had. That's the most. That's a highly kept secret. I have not seen him throw off a mound since we saw him in Seattle warm up in the mound and throw the 15 pitches on the field to hitters who were not allowed to hit. Doesn't mean he hasn't done it, because in the postseason we unfortunately had to get a lot of our sound in interview rooms, so we're not on the field able to watch that all the time. But I have not seen him off of a mound. I'm going to guess he's probably thrown at least a few pitches off it. But by this time, we should have, I would have thought, seen some sort of sim situation, and we haven't. And again, it could have happened without us seeing it. I have to say that. But I would have thought if he was very close to like a game one or a game two availability in the next series, I think there is something that we would have all have seen to that point. Now, that doesn't mean he wouldn't be available for later games, and I do think he would be included on the roster, but nothing that I have seen would lead me to believe that he would be ready for a game or two.
All right, Shannon, thank you. Great information, as always. Going to be unbelievable tonight. The atmosphere, the vibe, the energy, and then, of course, the game itself. So we appreciate it. See you over there tonight, and we'll talk to you next week.
Looking forward to it.
All right, there you go. Shannon Drayer, our Mariners insider, best in the business. Great stuff. And if you want to, get yourself ready, you can join us, Seattle Sports, live from Victory Hall, Brock, right across the street from the park tonight, 2 to 4. I guess it's today, 2 to 4 for extended pregame coverage of tonight's Winner Go Home Game 5. Bob Stelton, Ryan Rowland-Smith, Charlie Furbush, all broadcasting live until the pregame starts at 4. If you're not heading to the game and you're just going to be at home or driving around, you know what you can do? Find the broadcast right here on 710 or the Seattle Sports app, or, of course, on YouTube. Let's hit you with a little bit of Blue 88.
This is Brock and Salk's Blue 88, powered by Xfinity.
We're going to go red, right, tight, close, sprint left, G, U corner, halfback, flat, on one. Ready?
Brock Heward tackles 3 football questions as only he can.
Blue 88.
Now here's your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
All right, question number 1 for you, Brock. Jacksonville, Sunday, 10 a.m. What do they present defensively that we have not really seen against the Seahawks yet this year?
Yeah, I think this will be, save for the Niners in the opener, the fastest defense they faced. I think part of the reason they've taken the ball away as much as they've taken the ball away, and they lead the league at +8, including, I think, 9 or 10 interceptions, is because they do fly around. New Orleans wasn't a real fast defense. Pittsburgh on the road is not built to be a real fast defense, a little bit more power than just pure twitch and speed and everything. These guys are pretty young. They're pretty sprung. They're pretty fast throughout. And when you're creating that many takeaways, Salk, I think that speed element speaks to it. Now, you can use it against themselves. And the play action game has been highly, highly effective. Your tight ends have been a great kind of benefactor of some of that movement in play action games, selling run and booting away and faking away, and A.J. Barner and Arroyo and our buddy Dan Orlovsky loving what the young Seahawk tight ends can do. So you can use that speed against them, as active as they are, as much as they jump routes, as much as they try to take the ball away. But it will be on Sam Darnold to be very, very sound with the football, because this team's built on taking it away.
All right, question number 2. All right, who's playing for their job, maybe even for their career tomorrow on Sunday, Brock?
Yeah, Rick Woolen. You know, we've seen some of these different,
right?
Yeah, I mean, I hope he comes up and plays.
If it's a concussion, he's got a clear protocol.
He does.
That's not up to him.
No, it is not. So hopefully he gets cleared, because he's got to play. And whether that's to play for a trade, whether that's to try to turn this thing around, just he's got to play better, man. He's got to play better. He's got to be a difference maker. It really is remarkable to see what he was as a rookie, as raw and unrefined as he was, and how Pete and crew really molded him that first year into being. I mean, he was right there with Sauce Gardner as one of the best rookie defenders in all the NFL, and now I think he's obviously fallen to the point where he's on the trade market, where you just, if Spoon were healthy last week, he'd have been a backup into that game. Like, this is an awfully big stretch for Mr. Woolen, and if he does clear, this is the kind of matchup you would think he would like. Going down south, facing the Travis Hunters, facing those guys. Like, these are the kind of games out on the road too, where he can turn it around. So I'd love for him to take a significant step in his career if indeed he is cleared.
All right, question number 3. Wouldn't be college football without coaching change rumors, and with the UCLA job open, Brock, there's some rumors out there that Jed Fish could have interest in moving up to Los Angeles. Any truth?
Yeah, down to L.A., up to L.A., down to L.A.
I guess down. I meant moving up in terms of market size.
This is what agents do. It's what they get paid to do. Jed's a really savvy, smart business guy himself. Make sure your name gets out there and about. There is no nay, never. Is he going to take that job over this job? It's just the commitment, the fan base, the resources, the money, the off-campus stadium. There'd be other opportunities. And the SEC, I think, would be the next one. But he's also, I was looking at the list of all the West Coast salaries for Coach Salk. He's also looking at guys making 11, 12 million bucks out west, and he's making $7 million. And I'm sure that's probably part of the deal too. Like,
you don't think that sits well with him?
No, I don't think he wants to be whatever it is, 8th or 9th on the West.
Yeah, I don't think I blame him for that.
Yeah, no. And if he keeps winning and they win tomorrow night and they go from 6 wins to 9 wins, then you know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
That $7 million he's going to make is going to be probably closer to double digits.
Sounds nice for him. All right, there you go.
It's not corporate, Salk, but it is.
It's not. No, it's very. It's
not corporate.
It's very tribal and very. I'm sorry. Can't finish the sentence.
I know.
That's today's Blue 88.
I was looking at West Coast college football. Here's just some data behind, how good a job this is.
Yeah.
Winning percentage over the past 10 years for Power 4 programs out west. Oregon, 72%. Washington, 70.7%. Utah, 65%. BYU, SC, and then just kind of keep trickling on down. UCLA, 46%. Burned through a lot of coaches, a lot of different people. That is a hard job. You can win at Washington. And Chris Peterson has shown it. Kalen DeBoer has shown it. Like, you can win here.
I wonder if there's always just sort of been an idea that UCLA is a sleeping giant. That there's just like, yes.
No. ASU, no. ASU has felt that way.
Yeah.
ASU has felt like, man, you can recruit here.
Right.
UCLA is a hard job. It's academically difficult. That stadium and the Rose Bowl is beautiful, but it's miles from your campus. It is more of a basketball school and has been, historically more than a football school. And, outside of Terry Donahue, right? Like, who has really had that place humming?
No one. I mean, it's really just been Terry Donahue.
Yep. So you got USC across the street with a lot more history and more success, and what Pete Carroll did there in the 2000s. It's just not really been done there. So no, I think that's a hard job.
All right. Well, it is a Football Friday, Brock. It is, of course, powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Let me see if I can set up the rest of the morning for you guys, and then we'll just sort of get to it. Coming up next will be AJ Pierzynski. More on that in a second.
Tiger lover.
That is still the strangest thing I've heard. That guy played 30 years in Major League
Baseball. Don't think
Baseball.
I'm not going to ask him. Like, hey, AJ, I don't know if you felt the noise or not.
Played
but man,
most of those years in
Mariners
the AL
fans
Central with the Twins and the White Sox.
Really are wondering why you have so much love and bias for Detroit. He's going to really love that.
Really strange. It's a really odd idea. But okay, anyway, AJ Pierzynski at 8 o'clock. And then G's going to come by, I think, at 8:30. There's some giant traffic jam down south of the city. So I don't know whether G's going to make it up here here or not. But if he does, we'll have G at 8:30. We will do our little For You and Review at 9 o'clock. If you haven't heard that before, you will. And then at 9:30, Brock, kind of want to hear from the people today. There's certainly lots to talk about between the debates we've had the last couple of days, who should start today, what you're expecting. It should be a lot of fun to hear from folks at 9:30 this morning. And then that's it. We're done. We turn it over to Bump and Stacy and then extended pregame show stuff later. Like, dude, this is it. Then you're into this epic sports weekend for the second time in a row here in Seattle, and it all gets going tonight. We'll be right back with AJ Pierzynski. He's got the call of the game along with Adam Wainwright and our guy Adam Amin. We'll do that next on Brock and Salk.
It all comes down to one win-or-go-home showdown at T-Mobile Park tonight.
This team is fired up. The fans here at T-Mobile Park are fired up.
Everything's in front of us, and they do fight back, and they do bounce back.
Done it all year. I don't see why anything's going to change.
Got a lot of resiliency in this club.
We believe in each other, and we're ready to fight.
It's Trident's up.
There it is. Strike three call. He did it.
First pitch at 5:08, and there's only one place you can hear the American League West champion Mariners in the playoffs. Seattle Sports.
What if you had the smartest Wi-Fi? If you did, it'd be Xfinity, of course, and it'd come with their best state-of-the-art equipment. It would boost speeds to the devices that needed them most, prioritizing your most important connections, whether you were streaming, gaming, or gaming while pretending to work. And it would let you stream 4. That's right, 4 games on one screen. It would even power your mobile connection so you could bring faster, secure Wi-Fi speeds with you where you use it most. It would be proactive and fix problems before you knew you had them. Impressive, right? And it would have security features that protect you from threats at home and online. Kinda like a force field for your life. If you had the smartest Wi-Fi, well, everything would work together seamlessly to keep you connected, no matter what. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply.
Northwest homeowners, when it comes to your roof, you need a name you can trust. Techline Roofing has proudly served the Seattle area for years, delivering exceptional results and lasting security. Choose Techline Roofing. Your trust is our foundation. Trust Techline.
The playoffs are here, and Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton are bringing the heat with a rotation that's built to win. The Gas RAV4, built for every inning of Northwest life. Or go versatile with the hybrid RAV4. The Tacoma, tough, dependable, and always clutch. And now, stepping up, the all-new 2026 Toyota Tundra. Redesigned, powerful, and built for big moments. Whether you're in the north or the south, they've got you covered. Visit ToyotaofKirkland.com and ToyotaofRenton.com and get your championship ride.
Hey, Brock Ewart here. It's such a joy for me to be joined by Shannon O'Kelly, President and CEO of IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. Shannon, I've heard so much about traveling physical therapists. What's that mean to you and IRG?
That's a great question, Brock. Traveling physical therapy right now, I think, is a fad, and a lot of young therapists are doing it, but they're missing opportunities that we provide here at IRG. And those things we provide at IRG are really important, and that's being part of a team and treating patients, building relationships, engaging with our community. That is so important. The other thing is they're not getting paid time off. A crew are paid time off, and they do not get continuing education, professional growth, and that is so important as a young therapist to have access to professional growth. The other thing is we have an enhanced compensation program here at IRG that our physical therapists, our occupational therapists can increase their earnings by engagement, outcomes, and intervention. That's what we're all about. We're about building a great culture for young therapists and all clinicians to work here.
Openings across the whole company. Head over to irgpt.com/careers, irgpt.com/careers.
Luxury has arrived at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. It's Mike Salk here. You can book now for an unforgettable experience. Let's talk about Hawks Peak. It is the place to be for game days this football season. With over 66 TVs, indoor-outdoor concept, the deck is covered and it's heated as well. And the food, oh man, it was excellent. All with breathtaking views of the Cascades and the Snoqualmie Valley. Yep, you can go to snocasino.com. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
Hear that? Sounds like simple. Valvoline Instant Oil Change simple. No appointments. About 15 minutes to change your oil. Then out the door and back to life.
Yeah, honey, on my way.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Expert service doesn't need to be overcomplicated.
Baseball's postseason is here.
Swing and a miss, and he struck him out. More fans are on their feet. Listen to this.
Seattle Sports Playoff coverage is presented by Honey Bucket on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So, then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Baseball's postseason is here. Seattle Sports Playoff coverage is presented by Honey Bucket, 710 KIRO AM Seattle and KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma.
Give me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Ewert is my hero.
Jay Buhner just punched me in the kidney.
Who's going to accuse you of manager?
Doesn't really work that way, Sherm. This is a show that has my name on it.
It kind of does, though.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Ewert and Mike Salk.
Hello! That's a good question. Should ask Shannon. 2:06. It's Friday. Are we wearing the City Connects? I would think so. Don't you think that it's Friday night? Don't you think they'll wear the City Connects tonight? That would give it a little extra juice, right? They should go City Connects.
You think MLB has any say in that?
I don't think so. No, the Phillies yesterday chose to wear for the last two games those the baby blues, the '80s, the early '80s baby blues with the maroon on the side. I love those, man.
Can we see those with the Mariners?
The baby blues
with Alvin Davis and Mark Langston and them.
I don't think you could just pull that off like for tonight, but you could see the City Connects. AJ Pierzynski is going to be there. I have just really enjoyed the broadcast on FS1 and occasionally on FS2 that we've gotten here. I love the back and forth with AJ and Adam Wainwright. Amin does a great job with his kind of Bob Costas sound right between them. It has been a great broadcast. And I don't just say that to butter you up, AJ. I really mean it. It's been really good. You guys having fun?
Yeah, it's been great, guys. I mean, first of all, what a great series. Let's talk about the series. Incredible series. Back and forth. It's been fun to watch. The strategy of both of these managers is incredible, and what they have to deal with when you get to talk to these guys on when to deploy certain pitchers and when to do this and when to do that, when pitch hitters, because both these teams pinch hit for guys, and how do I get this guy off the board so we can have this guy ready? It's been fascinating. If you're a lover of baseball strategy, this series has it. If you're a lover of a lot of hits and a lot of runs and a lot of this and that, it's probably not the series for you, because both these teams haven't exactly pounded the ball. Each has had one game where they've done things, but it has been a fun series. And then, of course, it comes down to a game 5 and, winner take all, which we're all for.
This strategery that you speak of, AJ, was it as present 20 years ago?
No, because starting pitchers went longer in the games. I mean, you would have seen Luis Castillo with the way he was pitching in game 2 come out of the game. You never would have seen, George Kirby gave up the 1 home run. He would have probably stayed in the game. A winner take all game. Casey Mize comes out after 3 innings? I think it was in the 3rd inning after 3 innings, and he hadn't given up I don't think anything, or maybe 1 run. Game 3, Logan Gilbert went deep. He would have gone another inning back 20 years ago. So it's a different game now. I get it. But now you get into the point where all these hitters have seen these pitchers multiple times. All the guys are a little bit tired because they pitched 4 out of 5 or, every other day. And so it's now is when it's really, really interesting, because all hands on deck. I'm not surprised Kirby's starting tonight. I was a little bit surprised because the way Castillo has pitched when Scooble's pitched, he's beat him twice this year. But at the same time, George Kirby's the guy you pick to go game one. You have Castillo for bulk if you need him. So I think you'll see anybody and everybody today for both teams. Now, Scooble's a little bit different because he's their guy. So he's going to be out there as long as he can, as long as he's pitching well. But for the Mariners, you could see anybody and everybody pitch today.
So in thinking about Scooble, and the Mariners have beaten him 3 times this year for whatever reason, they've kind of had his number. He's never looked as comfortable against them. I started thinking about why sometimes hitters might just see great pitchers really well. So I spent a few minutes on the AJ Pierzynski baseball reference page yesterday. And maybe these numbers are familiar to you, maybe not. Do you know what your OPS was against Jake Arrieta? Great pitcher.
I know I hit him really well. I don't know what it was.
1409. You turned him into the worst pitcher on the planet. Greg Maddux. Maddux, 1118 versus Greg Maddux, 975 versus Zach Greinke. Those are like the top 3 great pitchers that you hit really well against. I bring that up just to ask you, how do you approach a great pitcher, or is it just kind of some guys you just see well and some you don't?
Well, certain guys match up well with your swing. I'll say this. Greg Maddux threw strikes, and I swung at everything. So when I face guys that threw strikes, I usually hit them better. I'll be honest. You focus in a little bit better when you're facing the best of the best, okay? Zach Greinke was from Orlando. And where I'm from. And so there was a little bit of personal, and there was some back and forth between him and I. So there was a little bit of personal stuff. They dug into that one with Greinke. Now, Jake Arrieta is the outlier, but he threw, listen, there was one thing I could hit. It was a curveball, and he threw curveballs, and I can always hit curveballs. So if you threw me a curveball, I was ready, and that was just luck for Jake Arrieta. So that's funny. I also got a lot of those hits before he was like the no-hitter, impossible to hit guy, Jake Arrieta, like when he was with the Orioles. Before he became the really good guy. So that's maybe those stats are a little bit deceiving, but I'll take them. And as far as Scooble goes, listen, here's the deal. He hasn't exactly gotten pounded. I mean, even in game 2 of this series, basically he made 2 mistakes and Polanco didn't miss them. So for me, the thing is you get him out of the game. And the Tigers did a really good job of this in game 2. You foul off a bunch of pitches. You make the pitch count steep. If you're going to punch out, don't punch out on 3 pitches, punch out on 6 pitches. Right? And then that runs that pitch count up to where he can't go 8 or 9 innings. And we get him maybe in the 6th or 7th inning where he's a little bit tired. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but that's got to be your strategy. Because I know we've gone into games, and I faced Justin Verlander a lot. And I faced, Pedro Martinez back when he was Pedro Martinez. And you're going, all right, how do we get this guy to the game? Because no matter who they bring in next, it's not going to be as good as this guy who's in the game. And you try to, you take the first pitch a lot. And if you get to 2 strikes, it's not about putting it in play. It's about how many can I foul off in a row to force him to throw more pitches. And I think that's got to be the Mariners' game plan, along with, hey, let's have Cal or Polanco or J-Rod or whoever it is in that lineup run into one and put us on the board.
We could talk about 50 guys on these rosters between the teams and how they're going to deploy them and the bullpen and everything else. What's interesting, AJ, right before you popped on, I thought, who's going to play a very big role tonight? That umpire behind home plate. Calling and what the stuff that Scooble has. I mean, Kirby may hit 100 again, as he did in the first inning in the other game. And how big a deal can that blue be behind home plate and making sure he's on it?
Well, if he calls the high strike for George Kirby, the Tigers could have a long night. I think it's Alan Porter who's the crew chief. So that means he's supposed to be the best, the most experienced back there of the crew, and they put him there for game 5 in case it comes to this. So here, boom, it worked out for MLB. If he's still on the high strike for George Kirby, because he throws that fastball right at the top of the zone, that's kind of his game, and then he throws the other pitches off of that pitch. If he's getting that, it could be a really long night for the Tigers, because if they got to cover that, and I'm not saying, when I say cover, listen, the Tigers swing and the Tigers strike out, we all know that. Right. But if they get that pitch called and they have to go a little bit, that makes you go out of the zone a little bit higher. And if George Kirby's throwing his riding fastball up at the top of the zone and Alan Porter's calling it, oh boy, it could be a long night for the Tigers. And you guys could have a nice celebration on your hands here in Seattle.
By the way, 75 plate appearances against Verlander in your career, most of any pitcher.
Yeah, well, that's what happens.
Lucky you.
I don't know if you guys know this. Or not, but I was in the AL Central for a long time. So I've spent a lot of time in Cleveland, Detroit, Minnesota, Chicago, Kansas City. You know, when I go and do, like, I was just in Detroit for, 3 days or 4 days, whatever it was for that. I mean, listen, I know all the ins and outs of those places. I've been there a lot of times.
AJ, is that why you love them so much? Like, the Mariner fans just think you're a Detroit Tiger lover.
Love them. I mean, I don't know if they know my history or not, but, I mean, I had a lot of battles against the Tigers, and we didn't exactly get along all the time. So, listen. I mean, you know what, Brock, I'll tell you this. You know what's great? And you know, your boy Benetti, who's obviously Mr. Tiger lover, right? He just texts me the whole game just so I say positive things about the Tigers. That's it. I just, it's always only Tigers. Oh, here's my thing. You can get DM or tweets and DMs with each other. One is, why do you hate the Tigers? And then the next one is, why do you hate the Mariners? Or why do you love the Tigers? Why do you love it's like, dude, I don't care. I honestly do not care who wins.
You might hate the Tigers a little bit, though. I mean, and I wouldn't blame you. I mean, they're not going to let you do Cubs series, right? I mean, that's just common sense.
Well, no, I've done them. I've done plenty of Cubs games, right? And but here's the thing: if that goes out the window, I did a White Sox series in 2021 against the Astros. And I was getting texts from people that I know that were like, why do you hate the White Sox so much? Well, because the Astros, guess what, are kicking their ass. So we talk about the team was kicking the other team's ass. I'm sorry. Like, if they're winning, if your team is not winning, okay, and because we get to, and listen, yes, we all want these local broadcasters to do the game. I get it. I 100% get it, okay, because you listen to them every day and you're used to everything they say, and they're only positive for your team, okay? But here's the thing. If your team is getting your ass kicked by the other team, guess what you're going to hear? Negative out of the announcers. If your team is winning, guess what you're going to hear? Oh, man, my team is great. They love our team. Yeah, because guess what? Your team is winning. So you hear positive stuff coming out because guess what? Positive things are happening on the field. So, yeah, I'm sorry, Mariners fans. I love Seattle. Listen, I have a lot of great memories in Seattle. For people that don't know, I hit my first big league homer at T-Mobile back when it was Safeco, okay? I caught a perfect game at Safeco. I love Seattle. The only thing I hate about Seattle is from where I live, it's so damn far. If it wasn't 17 hours on a plane, I'd come to Seattle all the time. I go to Seahawks games. They're my team. I root for the Bears just because my kids do, but I root for the Seahawks for years. I was on the field for the Seahawks-Bucks game on Sunday in Seahawks gear, okay? So let's calm down on hate Seattle. I love Seattle. I'm staring out my hotel room at the Space Needle right now. I think the city's awesome. So let's calm down with I hate everybody speech, because we don't.
That was a great.
That was pretty good rant right there. Yeah, we may send that to Awful Announcing and see what they think of that. May send that to your old friend Luis Cornetta, who is a mutual friend of ours, and see what she thinks of that rant.
I love these cities. Yeah. I like Detroit too. I'll be honest. I mean, I was walking around Detroit. I walked down the river yesterday. Got me a coney at the American Coney and Lafayette Coney. You don't know there's
you don't have to say you love Detroit.
Next door.
AJ, it's okay. You don't have to say you love. Nobody loves Detroit. You don't have to say that. You don't have to say you love the city of Detroit.
Hey, it's gotten a lot better. I don't know the last time you were there, but 20 years ago it wasn't so good. Now downtown they fixed it up. It's pretty nice. The Shinola Hotel. It's nice.
How loud is T-Mobile really? You've been in so many venues, big games, big moments, all of it. Is T-Mobile and does it rock as much as any place rocks?
It does rock. I love that place. I hope. Well, I don't know if I hope the roof is closed because it'll make it even better. Because it's kind of, it's kind of your typical Seattle morning. So I don't know if the sun's coming out later or what, but it rocks, man. The fans are into it. It's sold out, and they love their teams here, and it's great. I'd never been to a game at Lumen until Sunday, and wow. Impressive, right? But T-Mobile for a baseball field, I'm not going to say it's I played in the Kingdome, too, with Griffey and those guys, so it was a little bit different because it was enclosed. But Lumen, when it gets going, T-Mobile is as good as it gets in Major League Baseball because the fans, the tridents, the towels, everything they have. I mean, my favorite was back when they had the Felix Hernandez, the King's Court or whatever it was down the left field line. And every time you get to 2 strikes and you're batting, and you're like, damn, I don't want to strike out because they're going to go crazy.
Talking to AJ Pierzynski, I want to ask you about Cal Raleigh. We've obviously spent most of the year talking about him. And I know we've even chatted with you about him before. Getting a chance to watch him every day here for the last 4 games and one more tonight. How impressed have you been with just the way Cal handles his business?
What's the most impressive? I don't know if you guys have ever talked to Cal. Talking to Cal Raleigh is probably the most impressive thing. Like, does he have a heartbeat? Does he get excited about anything? I mean, he always has the same look on his face. He never changes. That's what's impressive. The most impressive thing to me is he never changes his facial expression. There's a ball. Logan Gilbert throws a splitter in the dirt, 52 feet. He blocks it with his chest protector. He takes his mask off, and he still has the same look on his face. I would have been like pissed. I would have been like, dude, you're killing me back here, bro. I need some help. And he just has the same look on his face no matter what happens. And for me, listen, I've been saying this since like June. He's the MVP of the American League for me because of what he does, not only offensively, but defensively. And, throwing the 60 homers and all that. He's really impressive to watch. He doesn't take days off. He's got the platinum glove. And as a former catcher, of course, I'm going to love on the catcher.
Well, I did want to ask you about one catch he made, just as a former catcher. If you go back to game 1, when Vargas comes in the last inning there, 11th inning, and he's throwing 100 miles an hour and doesn't seem to have much of an idea where it's going. He's already got one pass ball. It was either the next pitch or 2 pitches after that. He yanked a 100-mile-an-hour glove side fastball to Cal's right foot that was extended because he was doing the 1 foot, the one leg straight thing. And he just casually reaches over and backhands that off his right foot. How hard is that to do with a 100-mile-an-hour fastball nowhere near its location?
Well, it's next to impossible. But again, that's how you go through a whole season and have 0 pass balls. He had 0 pass balls, and he caught 1,100 innings, I think, this year. 0 pass balls, which is one of the stats that I've seen, and I'm like, there's no way, because you're going to miss the ball every once in a while and have a guy pick up a base, but he hasn't done it. So that, to me, is what's impressive. He moves really well for the big dumper. He moves really well back there. He's a great target. If you talk to Adam Wainwright, he's like, man, this guy gives you a good target. He's big back there, and he's athletic. I think people don't think he's athletic because obviously his nickname and because of the way he looks, but he can move back there. He's quick. He can throw. I think people forget that he can really throw. Listen, he's as impressive, and watching Julio out there run around is awesome too.
Hey, AJ, last thing for me. You baseball guys, we're about 9 hours from first pitch. You guys seem to know what's going to come before it comes. You just kind of have a feel that us casual or very passionate fans will watch and just be amazed at, man, how did they know that was coming? What do you see 9 hours from now in T-Mobile? What are going to be some of the biggest keys?
Oh, geez. Right now I'm ironing my clothes. Does that count for anything? I mean, I'm trying to get ready, so y'all interrupted my ironing service. What do I see? You know what? I see a great game. I see a game similar to game 1 and game 2. I see a low-scoring, whoever gets the hit, right? Who's it going to be? Is it going to be the Mariners get that hit, or is it going to be the Tigers? I fully expect Escobar to go out and be good. I fully expect George Kirby to go out and pitch really well because the Mariners pitch really well at this park, and they have one of the best home records in Major League Baseball. And I just think it's going to come down to it. And late in the game, somebody's going to come up. And it might not be Cal. It might not be Julio. It might not be Riley Green. It might be somebody different. It might be a Dom Canzone if he's still in there. It might be a Luke Raley if he comes in to pinch it. It's going to be somebody, or it might be, Jahmai Jones for the Tigers. Somebody's going to come up and get a hit that's going to win them a series, and they're going to go down as heroes in their town forever. And I don't think it's going to be a big name. I think it's going to be somebody else that we haven't talked about as much. And that's it. Because playoffs come down to that. It comes down to who can get the big hit at the right time. And especially when you're facing great pitching. And we'll see. It usually comes later in the game, and then those people are remembered forever.
You do that ironing, you're not pulling a John Smoltz, right? You're not ironing it while it's on?
No, not on my shirt. No. I know I have burnt myself before. So, yes, I have learned my lesson that please do not do that.
And that story's apparently not true, but that is one of the great urban legends in baseball. I know it's probably not true, but that's got to be one of the great baseball urban legends, that John Smoltz burned himself while ironing a shirt that he was wearing.
Well, I do know a guy. I did play with a guy. I'm not going to use his name. That did do that also, and he did burn himself. And
Was
he had
it
the marks
Steve
to prove
Lyons?
It, so. No, it was not. He just pulled his pants down on TV. So.
Could have been Steve Lyons.
It could have been.
Hey.
All right, before I go, I have a question for y'all, because I learned this last time I was here. Do you guys like Seattle dogs?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a little cream cheese on there. It sounds gross, but it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
I know. We had them last time we were here, and I had never heard of it until it was at the Hawks game, and they were selling these Seattle dogs. So I was with the security guard, and I said, what the heck is that? And he explained it to me. He goes, they're really good. So we tried one. It was delicious. I just didn't know that was a thing. Like, you come to Seattle, you think of fish, and you think of, I love the sushi and the Asian food you guys have here. So I'm always like, last night I had Din Tai Fung because we don't have it on the East Coast.
Sure.
Sorry, shameless plug, right? But, I never thought of a Seattle hot dog.
It's
oddly,
oddly,
wow, okay.
it's oddly really good. It doesn't really taste like cream cheese either. It just sort of enhances the flavor. I don't know. It's sort of hard to describe, right?
Agreed. And now that I've had one, I want another one. So I got to find the best place here for
A little fat on fat. Fat on fat's always good. Just a little added
fat.
All right.
Yes.
Brock, this is what announcers do. We try to find better places to eat all the time. Just where can we eat? Where can I eat next?
AJ,
still fit in my suit. Yep.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Seriously, it really has been a lot of fun listening to that group. You guys have great chemistry together. Did you know Wainwright well before this?
Well, I played with him in 2014 with the Cardinals.
Okay.
So we were teammates back in. The best part is I caught him. So you guys mentioned Jake Arrieta. 2014, I get released by the Red Sox. So I had 17 days off. The Cardinals signed me. Yachty goes down. So the Cardinals signed me. I thought my career was over. The Cardinals signed me. My first start is in Wrigley Field against Arrieta. I hadn't touched the bat 17 days, 3 hits. Sorry about it. Off Jake Arrieta, who was just becoming the real good Jake Arrieta. And Wainwright pitches that game, and we win. I think we win 1-0, or I don't know, whatever. First start, he goes like 7 shutty, and I don't think I caught him again. I think I caught him one more time. He's like, oh, no, I want the other guy because he's not good enough. I'm like, what do you want, Waino, for me? I mean, geez.
Yes.
First time I've ever caught you. I think the next time we went to Miami and he didn't pitch great or something. I don't know, whatever. But then, so it's kind of a running joke. But no, Waino's great. Adam Amin is one of my favorite guys to work with. He just enjoys the moment. He's so fun. He's present, right? And he's into the moment. He wants to be excited over big moments. And it's a great team, and all the behind-the-scenes people do an amazing job matching what we're talking about with shots. So Fox does baseball better than anybody. I'm sorry. But no, we have a great crew, so thank you guys.
Pretty cool. Well, thank you. We've got about 5. We're having Michael Barrett on in about 10 minutes just to give you the other side of this. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
Tell him I didn't say hello, okay? Because I don't think I have spoken to him since, but it's really tough.
Thanks, man. We appreciate it. That's great stuff. That's AJ Pierzynski, who's got on the call again for Fox tonight. For those who don't remember, he and Michael Barrett had a dust up at home plate in a Chicago series, Cubs versus White Sox, and they went at it. It was awesome. It's one of my favorite fights you'll see in baseball. I didn't realize there was still animosity, though. That's kind of cool to hear. Tell him I don't say hello. Yeah. I don't even know what Michael Barrett's doing now. So.
It'd be interesting, that or Wyman and Gogan. They do not.
Oh, right. He hates Kevin Gogan, right?
Oh, and vice versa.
Really?
Yeah. Yes.
I didn't know that was. I didn't know the feeling was mutual there.
Oh, yeah. They are not very friendly. How good was that, by the way? And just some of the inside baseball stuff right there. I saw you kind of nodding along and leaning back a little bit as well. And again, we think so much of these players, and they are the main characters. But you cannot tell me that guy behind home plate doesn't play a role tonight and what he gives.
No, right? Of course he does. Yeah. What that strike zone looks like and how far off the plate he's allowing it. And yeah, he always does. But that's part of the fun of the game. I know it drives Lyle crazy, but that is part of the fun of the game. Now, you hope that it doesn't lead to, some just egregiously awful call like the one the other night in what game was that?
Oh, Padres
game. Oh, yeah, the Padres game where you're just like, oh, come on. That's just not even close.
Yep.
There was a tough one last night. Schwarber had one where he's just like, are you kidding me? It's like 3 inches above the zone. Like, what are we even doing? I don't like those things any more than you do. I mean, and if that gets taken care of next year, great. But I do like the way an umpire will sort of set up the way the game is going to be played, and you got to go then adjust to it.
You hate this, and you always hate these things because baseball is not a predictive sport, which you've said once, you've said a million times. But if AJ at least gives you some parameters, and he says it's going to be somebody late, it's going to be a low-scoring game, it's probably not going to be a marquee name, it's going to be somebody that's going to etch himself into Mariner lore. I'm going to focus on the Mariners side of this.
Yeah.
Who comes up and pinch hits, or who comes up without a bat in the 7th or 8th tonight to get a couple guys?
It's such a good question. I mean, here's what I hope. I'll give you my hope first, because you're right, Brock. These questions are impossible.
And more than likely,
you're just guessing.
Love your answers as well.
This is just guessing. This is not like, I think this is what. No, it's just a guess. I hope it's Julio. I think nothing would be cooler than Julio having the biggest moment of the year in this game tonight. That would just be so cool. It was great when it happened the other night in Game 2, and a repeat of that, but as a walk-off, it would just be unbelievable. A Julio big moment would be the coolest thing I could imagine.
Okay.
If you ask me who I think, it's going to be the same two guys we keep talking about because I think they give you the best at bat on the team, and that's Polanco and Naylor. Like, I keep coming back to those two. Polanco has the advantage of being a switch hitter, so it kind of puts him in so many good situations, and you're not going to pinch hit for Naylor at any point. So, yeah, you can talk about the guys at the end and the Canzones or the Rivas's, and maybe it goes that way. But I just play the odds. I'll go with the two guys that I think give you the best at bat.
I mean, I did what I could last night. I felt like all I could do is I'm watching sports, as I'm dialed in.
Trying to drive me crazy?
Trying to drive you crazy up a wall, and then also put the biggest reverse jinx ever. Like, I tried to unload everything I got in my system to put the biggest reverse jinx on Randy Arozarena.
If Randy Arozarena has the biggest moment tonight, Brock,
oh my God,
the three of us are going to make more fun of you than you can imagine.
I hope so. He, remember, was the third best OPS all time in postseason. He was postseason Randy. He's playoff Randy.
Not this time. Not yet.
Not yet. And with the little kind of screw up the other day that no one other than maybe me's really talked about, but his teammates, and he wants to be accountable to them. Watch how ticked off he was in a moment with first and second.
That would be really fun. That would be really fun.
97 go by. Like, if Randy, not Polanco, not Naylor, not Julio, not Cal, if playoff Randy shows up tonight,
that would be awesome.
And shows up in the big moment, that would be really, really fun.
Wednesday marked 30 years since the greatest moment in Mariners franchise history.
Swung on the line down the left field line for a base hit.
That was a Game 5, just like the one coming up this afternoon at T-Mobile. Don't miss the next great Mariners moment, the one we'll be talking about 30 years from now. Where will you be listening for the next?
And the fans are going crazy here at T-Mobile Park.
First pitch today at 5:08.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain, and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit DanielNelsonMD.com. That's DanielNelsonMD.com.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With a Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Do you have a car you want to sell, but you just don't want to go through all the hassle? With all the scams and security risks out there, more and more people just aren't comfortable selling their own car. So how do you get the most money for your used car without having to sell it yourself? Stacy here with the answer. It's Wayscar Ford in Auburn. Not only will they purchase your car and pay you right up front for it, but it gets way better. Once they resell your old car, they share half that profit with you. The question I get most from friends and colleagues is, well, what's the catch? How can they offer this? It's actually super simple. All the money they save by not traveling to buy cars at auctions, like purchase fees, fees, shipping, and travel expenses is what allows them to offer this. They'd rather share that money they save with you rather than outside vendors. They encourage you to shop around, but look, if Wayscar Ford can pay the same or more as competitors and then share half their profit with you once they resell your car, why would you sell your car anywhere else? They've already shared over $800,000 with their customers, and it's only at Wayscar Ford. WayscarFord.com. Check them out today, WayscarFord.com.
Got neighbors? Big Trees can help. This is Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. If you've been considering planting trees to add privacy, look no further than Big Trees. Privacy trees fill in empty spaces, help to define property lines, and add curb appeal. Learn more about Big Trees' big supply of privacy trees at bigtreesupply.com.
Beauty, privacy, instantly. Big Trees.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. Are they a reliable service? How will I know if something happens? Are they keeping everyone safe? At Bay Alarm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit bayalarm.com today to talk to a local security expert.
Hey. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
I had a young woman who was on a new SUV, and she had attachments to her old car because it was her first car, and she had questions because she was doubling her spending budget, and she was very fiscally responsible. It was almost making her sick. And the best path at that point was to, let's stop for the night and you go home and take a breath. She came back in the morning and bought the car. She was way happier. These are major life accomplishments. You have the ability to afford at this tier. You've secured one of the major needs in your life. You should be feeling a tremendous amount of pride and respect for your accomplishments. I'm just grateful that we get to celebrate it with them, that we get to be part of it in that aspect of it.
The LJ Way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Wasn't sure we were going to get to do this today, but we are giving the people what they not just want, they need it, they deserve it, they have to have it. They missed out on it last week, and G. Scott is here with us. Good morning, G.
Hey,
How
good
we
morning,
doing?
everybody. Good morning. Hey, what up, Brock? You good, bruh?
We're good. We're good.
Hey,
quite a Friday. Quite
by
a
the way,
weekend.
I just want to tell y'all, I like what you guys did yesterday, answering each other's questions. Hey, that was good. Mike Salk, you knocked it out of the park when the spirit of the fans and I'm down in Puyallup. You knocked it out of the park. That was a great one.
Thank you. Yeah, we tried.
Little trading places.
Yeah.
Hurt my voice.
So
Wasn't
could
able
you
to
trade
talk for the rest
places
of the show.
with G? G, could you trade places with Salk?
Not without ending on my career. No. It's a good get. Good try, Brock.
Yeah, maybe that'll be your last show.
Yeah,
Okay.
that would be the end of the Brock and Salk show. It would become the Brock and someone else show, and that might make a lot of people happy, but not me, not my family. So no, I'm probably not going to do that.
Hey, top 50 Seahawks were honored last weekend, and let me tell you guys what happened with the exchange between myself and Earl Thomas. But before I get to that, let me just say this. It's interesting. Everybody that I talked to during the weekend, after the weekend, the Seahawks know how to do it. They gave love. They did them the right way, all the way up to that jacket that they received. I'm talking about they love. Mebane wore his jacket during the interview yesterday, so that was crazy. So they were honored. But let me get right to the Earl Thomas, y'all. So
this is going to be weird. I don't know where this story's going. I just know it's going to be weird.
Man, you already know. No, I didn't think it was going to be like this. So we're at Ticketmaster tailgate. That's where the party happens before the Seahawks to open the game, 3 hours before the game opens. So they were honoring the top 50 players. So I was announcing all the guys as they come out. The blue carpet fans were everywhere, where it was crazy. So I'm announcing to everybody. It was cool. They would come up to the stadium, the podium, whatever. I shake their hand. They go through and everything. So now it's time for Earl. And I'm like, man, you know what? I'm going to actually put extra sauce on the rice for Earl.
Oh, can you pause for a moment? Yeah. What is your previous relationship with Earl?
When Earl first got here, I took Earl's mom and dad around when they first showed up here, took them all on excursions in Bellevue. I've known Earl very well. When my son was in high school, my son would go and train. Matter of fact, my son wasn't even in high school yet. My son would go and train with Earl in Earl's
So you guys
garage.
had a good relationship?
Yes.
Okay, so you put a little extra sauce.
I'll put some extra sauce on the rice.
Okay.
So I'm thinking, I have not seen Earl in a long time. I haven't talked to Earl. I haven't seen Earl. So this would be a great moment that when he sees me, right? Like, oh, gee, what's up, right? Okay. So I announce it. Boom, boom, boom. Number 29, Earl Thomas. Boom. Boy, he come through. Crowd go crazy, man. He's got his phone, and he's recording everything, and he's going through, and he comes up to the stadium. It's the podium right there. And he comes up to me. I said, Earl, what's up, man? That dude looked straight through me like I was a nobody, didn't know who I was, and walked right past me. Bruh, when he looked at me like, I don't know you, or I might want to hurt you.
Jeez.
And he had stone eyes. And I said, all righty then. And the thing is it was so packed, it was so crazy, I wonder if anybody noticed that moment because everybody was showing me love. Man, that Earl looked at me like, man, I don't know you. It went right past.
Who showed you the most love?
Sure.
Well, sure.
Russ?
I mean,
Russ wasn't
Brock,
there.
Brock,
Russ is playing. He
Brock,
couldn't
first
be
of
there.
all, we having a peaceful conversation. Why you got to do that,
Yeah,
Brock?
seriously.
I saw your tweet yesterday, too. He always be starting trouble. Anyway, who showed me? Probably Bane, Cam. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are guys that I was with. Guys that I know. Wait, and then, Max Unger low-key looked at me like, I don't know you either. I'm like, Max, bro, I remember you know what I'm saying? Anyway.
Nothing.
Shout out Matt Hasselbeck, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah, Earl Thomas looked at me like, the thing is, it wasn't a normal, like, you know how sometimes you might not recognize somebody? I don't even know if it wasn't that he didn't recognize me. It was more like, get out of my way. You're ruining my moment type of thing. You know what I'm saying? And while I'm doing so, I don't care who you are. And as a matter of fact, I actually want to hit you, dude, because you're in the way. And he had this stone look in his face.
Man, who was he with?
See, man, hey, you know what?
Hey, did he look at you the way that the rest of the people looked at him? And
Mike Salk, hey, man, look here. Mike Salk, hey, everybody that's listening to the show right now, Mike Salk and Brock Hewer they are throwing haymakers, and I'm deflecting. And there's people that are listening right now that knows that I am deflecting these haymakers like the Matrix. Don't ask me who he was with. Don't do that again. Don't do that again. Hey, man.
Hey, you gonna confess too? You have something else to confess.
What else I gotta confess?
You know what you gotta confess. Man, you came in Monday and
wasn't
you
that enough?
confessed. Nope. You came. No, what day was game 4 of the Mariners?
Oh, don't do this.
Yeah, bro.
You gonna make me tell everybody?
What happened? What'd you do?
Yes.
So, I'm watching the Mariner game, like everybody watching the Mariner game. And you know what I'm saying? First of all, game 3 felt real good. And by the way, I'm scared to tell this because Lyle might not even talk to me. Anyway, game 3 went well, right? Game 3 was the most comfortable that we've been relaxing watching the Mariner game. So then we get to game 4, you know what I'm saying? The Mariners start out 3-0. And so they start out 3-0. You ever sometimes play the lotto, and when you play the lotto, you start thinking about if I win and what you're going to do, and you start already spending the money? Well, when the Mariners got up 3-0 on game 4, I started already planning my week. I started thinking about, okay, I'm going to go to this game. Okay, you know what? I might fly to Toronto. I start talking to myself. So I say, self, man, I got a partner that I went to school with. We grew up together, went to military school together. He's from Detroit, born and raised in Detroit. Before the series, he called me. He said, okay, here's the deal. If the Tigers win this series, you got to give me $100, and you got to buy a hat, Tigers hat, and a Tigers shirt, and get online and go Tigers. If the Mariners win the series, vice versa.
Okay.
Cool. No problem. We hadn't talked the whole series. I ain't said nothing to him. He ain't said nothing to me. Mariners up 3-0. Them Detroit Tigers bat was slow, like a G. Scott marriage. I mean, hey, them things wasn't good.
I thought those were fast.
Yeah, that's a good
I
point.
thought they went quick.
Hey, Law, look, y'all. I know I'm not the only one that thought the Mariners were going to win.
Yeah.
So I grabbed my phone.
Oh, no.
I sent Deshaun my Venmo. And look, it was 1:41 p.m. I sent him the Venmo at 1:41. Man, he didn't even say nothing. At 1:49 p.m., I sent the text saying, oh, man. And then all he did was, and then when they won the game, all he did was send a text of a tiger.
Oh, man. That had to hurt. All right, G, hold on. We got to take a quick break because we did some different stuff with our break schedule today. You want to hang out for a few more minutes?
Yeah, let's do
All right, we got G. He'll stick with us till 9 o'clock, but we got to take a quick break. We'll come right back with more of G. Scott. Yep, he's here in the flesh. He just, I think, did something to the microphone and his coffee, but he's got resilience, so he'll stay with us. It's Brock and Salk. Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
It all comes down to one win-or-go-home showdown at T-Mobile Park tonight.
This team is fired up. The fans here at T-Mobile Park are fired up.
Everything's in front of us, and they do fight back, and they do bounce back.
Done it all year. I don't see why anything's going to change. Got a lot of resiliency in this club.
We believe in each other, and we're ready to fight.
It's Trident's up.
There it is. Strike three call. He did it.
First pitch at 5:08, and there's only one place you can hear the American League West champion Mariners in the playoffs. Seattle Sports.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
Northwest Homeowners. When it comes to your roof, you need a name you can trust. Techline Roofing has proudly served the Seattle area for years, delivering exceptional results and lasting security. Choose Techline Roofing. Your trust is our foundation. Trust Techline.
At O'Neill Plumbing, we don't just promise to get the job done, we back it up. No travel charge, no show-up fee, no overinflated pricing, and no out-of-town owners. Just clean, fast, and professional each and every day. O'Neill Plumbing.
Lowe's knows pros want more. Join My Lowe's Pro Rewards for free to get $20 off your first qualifying purchase of $100 or more just for signing up. Plus, enjoy free standard shipping and more ways to save on your next job. Lowe's, we help, you save. Offer valid for new members only. Not valid with any other discount. Free standard shipping not available in Alaska and Hawaii. Exclusions and more terms apply. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Visit Lowe's.com/pro-loyalty for details. Subject to change.
Dave Wyman here, and after 20 years of living in our home, our window seals started breaking. That's when I called Harley Exteriors. They're huge fans of our teams and regular listeners at the station, but what really sold me was their Olympic Series windows, built right here in Washington, designed for Pacific Northwest homes and climate. That means cooler in the summer, warmer in the winter. They're beautiful windows that last up to 60 years, and they'll help with noise, too. Harley Exteriors knows you've been spending a ton on playoff tickets, so they have a special deal for Seattle sports listeners. No interest and no payments for an entire year. Also, buy one window and get the second one 40% off. And take another $200 off your entire project. They're the friendliest team and so easy to work with. You call the number and the person on the other line asks, "How can I make you smile today?" Just give them a ring and tell them you heard our ad. Call 833-HARLEY. That's 833-HARLEY, or go to HarleyExteriors.com.
Seattle Sports has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks Monday Night Football game October 20th. Head to the Seattle Sports app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the Seattle Sports app, the better your odds. Do it every day, October 7th through October 13th. Details and rules at seattlesports.com/win. From the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports. Home of your American League West Division champion Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Cancer impacts so many families, including mine. Former Washington Husky Mario Bailey here. My mother was treated for cancer at UW Medicine. As devastating as cancer is, there is hope, because the Cancer Vaccine Institute is developing vaccines to treat and prevent the deadliest cancers. Patients who received vaccines over 20 years ago are still alive today. Please join me and make a donation to the Cancer Vaccine Institute at local Safeway stores. Learn more at uwcvi.org.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales event going on right now through October 19th. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales event going on right now. Discover the D.R. Horton difference at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain, and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit DanielNelsonMD.com. That's DanielNelsonMD.com.
This hour is brought to you by Trajan Wealth Management.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10
on Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
All right, a few more minutes with G. Scott, and then we'll do our final hour, Brock, at 9. G.
Yeah.
Biggest story in town, I think, is pretty clear. I mean, tonight's the night. Game 5, winner take all. Mariners have won 2 of these in their history. I don't know if you've ever heard that in 1995 they had a Game 5. It ended with a somewhat famous play. Maybe you've heard there was a double and Junior came running around. And
yeah.
Have you ever heard about that?
I have too often.
Okay.
And as a matter of fact, that's the thing. And that's where we are right here. We're talking about 30 years. Listen, imagine having a new woman in your life, Brock. You got a new woman and you guys go on a nice date to the Metropolitan Grill. You know what I'm saying? You have a nice time. And she's like, oh, it's nice. But let me tell you about what me and Charlie did 1995 in October. You know what I'm saying? Like, we trying to get a new moment.
Right.
No disrespect to that moment. But if we are still, check this out. If on Sunday, feel me? On Monday, if we still talking about that damn double, that ain't good. I'm tired of talking about that double. Hey, Irene, don't tell me about your ex-husband no more. I'm the new sheriff in town. I'm daddy right now.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying? Don't let me. You know what? That's how I feel about the double.
I think it makes perfect sense. I don't disagree with you at all. And it's not a disrespect to what happened or the great memories that people have of it, but it would be nice to add more. And
who do you want, Jay? Who do you want to be that hero?
I already know who it's going to be. I've already called it.
Oh.
All weekend, we are going to be talking about the new Mariner Rocktober Stallion. Julio. Remember I said it. Put it on. Put it on wax, baby. Julio is going to be the star tonight. Julio going to be able to walk through Seattle for the next 30 years as the dude right there. Go ahead and put that sauce in it.
Just out of curiosity, because Brock asked me the same question earlier, and I said, I'll give you some guesses. I don't have any freaking idea who it's going to be. I said I hoped it would be Julio just because I love the story behind it.
Yeah.
Why do you say that it will be Julio?
Because he doesn't have the pressure like he once did. Right? The last few years, hey, when's Julio going to pop? I'm asking Mike Salk on the side, hey, what about Julio? What about Julio? He doesn't have that what about Julio right now because he just had my main man, Cal Raleigh, Big Dumper, hit 61 home runs. So what ends up happening is you just take the pressure off. It's like Scottie Pippen with Michael Jordan. By the way, a lot of people don't give credit to Scottie Pippen and what he did with Michael Jordan, so much so that in the 93-94 season, how many games did the Bulls win when Michael Jordan didn't play? Look that up and you see what I'm talking about. Back to Julio. When you don't have the pressure of always being the number one, right? The number one focus, then you can kind of do your thing. That's my reason.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
That's my reason. Now, some of y'all say about Josh Naylor. Josh Naylor got it, you know what I'm saying? He got mouths to feed. Josh Naylor, hey, let me tell you.
All right, let me give you another name. Brock, you asked this question earlier, and I went with Naylor and I went with Polanco, and we had the good conversation about Julio, and gee, I get where you're coming from. Let me throw out one other name. And Brock, you brought up a Rosarena, which would be hilarious given the text exchanges.
Randy Jackson.
I love me some Randy, even though there's some frustrating elements to him.
Crazy.
Yeah, but there's some, but he's a talented dude, and that's what makes him fun. Let me give you a name that we haven't mentioned one time that could absolutely be a late game hero for these Mariners. He has a home run in this series, a couple hits in the series. And he gives you as good an at-bat as anyone on this team. He probably has the best eye on the team. And you bring him up in a late-game situation, and for whatever reason, even lefty on lefty, it seems to just lock him in even more.
Jean-Philippe.
Would it surprise you if J.P. Crawford is he now the longest-tenured Mariner now that Dylan Moore is no longer here? I think he is. I think he's at least in the major leagues. I believe he is the longest tenured member of this team. He's been one of the leaders of the team. We don't talk about him all that much because he's not he hits ninth and all that. And his defense isn't what it once was. Still good, but it wasn't, it's not what it used to be. Would it surprise you if J.P. Crawford was a hero tonight?
Go ahead, Brock.
No, because baseball is funny like that, man. And AJ Pierzynski joined the show. By the way, he gave a very passionate talk to the Seattle fans of how he's not a Tiger lover.
Oh,
good. It doesn't root for any team. And we'll get direct messages and texts from friends saying, why do you hate my team? And the very next one's, why do you hate my team? And that's just kind of the business. But he said it will likely come down to a player tonight on either side.
I mean, JP's got 4 hits in the last 3 games. Including a home run.
Hey,
you say because baseball's funny like that. I don't even think it'd be that funny. He's hitting 308 in the series.
Here's the thing, Mike Salk. I'm with you. I like that call on JP. JP is when you are at HD Hospers and you saw that person over there all night and you getting ready to lead a club and the lights turn on and they say, hey, the lights look different. That's J.P. Crawford. Because J.P. Crawford hit 9th. You don't really have it at expectations. And you didn't have that expectations because it's 1:30 at HD Hospers. Hey, Brock, you ever been to HDs?
No.
You ain't never been to HDs?
No, the Down Under. I think I went to the Down Under one time. Is the Down Under still around?
No. But if you know, you know. Somebody listening right now, if you've been to HDs, you already know. So you go to, look here, you go to HDs, and that light turn on at 1:30 in the morning, and you walking out, and you make a connection. That's J.P. Crawford.
Okay.
All right. So last thing, G, back to the Seahawks and the weekend that was and everything else. What was that biggest moment when the light went on? It was like, whoa. What was the biggest moment? Is somebody coming back, someone bringing family back, some maybe a situation where it was one of those, whoa, what? Huh? How's that possible? Was there any of those moments over the weekend or no? Not really.
You know, Brock Salk, hey, man, listen, man. Let me tell you something. I've been doing this too long. I know, I love my Seahawks organization. I really do. Nothing really. It was good to see
business
players.
as usual.
Good to see players.
Was there anyone you met that you didn't know?
Good, their spouses coming back. You know what I'm saying? I got to see Tia's of the world, Cliff's wife and everything, Pele and Mike Bennett's wife. It was great seeing all of those
Just
people
out of
here.
curiosity.
Yes.
What's Mike Bennett's wife like? I'm just curious about what kind of person hangs out with Michael Bennett all the time.
You know what? Mike is interesting. Mike Bennett, his wife kind of reminds me of, I'm not saying that they're alike, but if you're going to be with characters and loudmouths like myself and Mike Bennett, you got to have someone that's really a patient.
Yeah, that's kind of what I figured.
Is the nicest,
she's kind of like Lillian.
Wonderful spirit. Yeah, she's kind of like my wife.
Yeah, I could see that.
If things don't work out in my marriage, it's my fault.
Okay.
So, but
I thought you were
right
going to
now,
say something about Mike Bennett's wife at that point.
No, you guys do that. Somebody said it's such a weird conversation. It's always a weird conversation that I'm on.
Yeah.
Because
is this your first rodeo?
Because Brock and Salk be trying to ask stuff. I'm like the Matrix over here, like, hey.
I just watched The Matrix the other day with my daughter. She loved it. When's the last time you saw The Matrix?
Oh, it's been a minute.
Dude, you should go watch The Matrix again.
You know what you need to watch? You need to watch Omar coming tonight.
Oh.
Omar
Is that the fear?
coming tonight. The Detroit Tigers pitcher, that's Omar coming. If you know.
There he is.
Omar coming, man.
Man, why doesn't somebody use that as their intro music for something? Like, if you were going to be a closer or something, you come out of the bullpen and just give me a little Omar coming whistle? That would be about as good an intro music as you could come up with. Dude, how nice would that be?
If you're a closer and you got
Dude, I got chills right now thinking about that. Oh, man. All right, G, you got to go. That's enough. Goodbye. Have a great weekend.
Well, you kicking me out?
Yeah, well, it's time, and we got other stuff to do, and then we got to open it up for the people at 9:30. We'll be right back. It's Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710salesports.com. A huge, mammoth, unbelievable day here in Seattle Sports, and we'll be with you for another hour.
Today, it all comes down to one win-or-go-home showdown at T-Mobile Park.
Listen to the roar of the crowd again. Swing and a miss, and he struck him out.
I would say we believe in each other and we're ready to fight.
It's a win-or-go-home Game 5 against the Tigers at T-Mobile. This afternoon, first pitch at 5:08. And there's only one place you can hear the American League West champion Mariners in the playoffs. On Seattle Sports. On 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
The LJ way is.
You look at stuff like this and it's like, I don't want to come into an industry and work on a place that is going to compromise how I feel about myself. I get to go to work every day with good people and I get to enjoy what I do because I'm out there just trying to do right by people I care about, which is our community. We're going to see them at the grocery store. I'm going to see them at the sports tournaments. 2 friends of our daughters came in last night just on the lot, didn't know I was there. And it was cool because you got to take them through and they're going to buy a car for their first driver and a car for their kid going to school soon. These are the people that you're going to work with. And so you better make sure that your laundry's clean. I don't think Lee Johnson specifically, right? Speedway Chevrolet, where I'm at, I don't think they've ever had a problem with the community of being able to stand up and look them in the eye and know that they did their job well.
The LJ way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
If
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. At Bay Alarm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit bayalarm.com today.
Hey, it's Brock Ewart here, and you got to take the First Mark Insurance Challenge. It could save you a lot of money and get your family better coverage. First Mark has saved my family thousands of dollars every year. Take the First Mark Challenge. It's totally free. Just simply go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Brad's day is off to a slow start. So he heads to AutoZone, where batteries are as low as $89.99. Sammy, a local AutoZoner, tests his battery for free. Looks like he just needs a charge. And Sammy does that for free too. In no time at all, Brad is back on the road, ready to finish the day strong. Free battery testing and charging at every store. No hassles, just help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Go from daydreamer to industry leader with Amazon Business. From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
Let's go!
You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your priceless vinyl collection. Sure, you sleep on a futon because the money most people would have spent on a bed you spent on more records. But forget the fact that you can stream just about any song ever created for a few dollars a month. No, you need to listen to music in the most difficult way possible. So go ahead and get Progressive so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Baseball's postseason is here. Seattle Sports Playoff coverage is presented by Honey Bucket, 710 KIRO AM Seattle and KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma.
Get in the freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
I don't read the internet, guys.
Take the bull by the hands.
And Brooke, you are. And Brooke, you are.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Ewart and Mike Salk.
All right, final hour of our week here on the Brock and Salk Show, and what a week it's been. What a weekend it could shape up to be. Just really amazing. It's a Fan Friday powered by the Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Brock, as you know, we've been doing this the last month or so on Fridays at 9 o'clock, going through some of the great guests that we've had throughout the week. All stuff you can find on the YouTube page, the Seattle Sports YouTube page. Just go through the Brock and Salk clips, and you can find all the great interviews that we have, some of the regular ones, some of the guys that come on just every once in a while. And we thought we'd react to some of the best stuff we heard. We call it For You in Review. And we'll start with Jeff Passan, who joined us on Tuesday, as he does. And at that point, the Mariners were
1-1.
1-1, but there was a lot of excitement, partly because of how you'd won Game 2 and beaten Scoobel, and also because of who the heroes had been through the first 2 games of the season.
Both Julio Rodriguez and Cal Raleigh, at least over these 2 games, have shown that they are ready to meet the moment. And the way that they pulled off Game 2 and, the circumstances after it gets tied of bouncing right back and answering right back with your 2 best players and back-to-back doubles. I just thought it was really, really impressive.
And then Cal went to Detroit and stayed pretty hot and had a nice RBI, give you a 3-0 lead. And Julio went to Detroit, and I texted you in his first at-bat there on Wednesday. He's just kind of jumpy again, just a little, and that's, I think, going to be his great challenge tonight. A lot of people want to see it. He wants to see. G wants to see. You want Julio to be the hero because nobody would embrace those fans in that moment better than he would. But if there's any Mariner where you're like, hey, man, calm down.
Just chill.
Calm in the storm.
Just chill.
Calm in the storm. I'd love to see him have some of that poise tonight.
Yeah, I would agree with you. So that was Passan, and now, obviously the series looks a lot different than it did when we talked to him on Tuesday. The next day, leading up to Game 4, so I guess it was 2 days later, we talked to Adam Wainwright, and he's been doing these games along with A.J. Pierzynski. And I just thought the way he bragged about the Seattle crowd and about the Seattle team was nice to hear.
You should be, because they got a team there that could roll right through this thing. They really could. They could win this. The way they pitch and finally going out and adding some offense, you've got a dangerous lineup. I mean, I think for years we looked at the Mariners going, these guys pitch really well, but they can't hit. And now I think you look at that team and you go, I don't really know an area where they're not really good. So, yeah, if they play like they can, they pitch like they can, they get the big hits, and they hit the ball over the fence. They love to hit balls over the fence. And, I think everybody loves to hit balls over the fence, but the Mariners are really good at it.
Mariners play like they can. Detroit plays like they can. 11-inning game today?
I mean, are you including the Scoobel factor in there?
Of course. He's playing. He's getting the ball.
But if the Mariners play like they can, I just think they're a better team.
Mm-hmm.
That was part of what I wrote last night. If these 2 teams, and you can go read it at seattlesports.com, if the Mariners and Tigers played 162 times, a full season, against each other, 81 times in each park, what do you think the Mariners' record would be?
That's a good question.
I think they'd win 85, 87 games. I think they're that much better than Detroit is, just looking at the full, complete roster. I think they get, and the current roster, not the roster that they started the year with, the current roster. I think they're an 85 to 87, maybe even more, maybe 88 win team, just if they played the Tigers every single time. And so I think they're a better team. That doesn't mean they're going to win the game tonight any more than it means they'd win any game. Because as I just said, if they were to win even 85 games against the Tigers, obviously the Tigers would win, 79 of them. So it's not like it's a guarantee of success. Quite the opposite. They're pretty, all teams are fairly evenly matched. But I think they're the better team, Brock. I do. And I think you heard that from Wainwright, too.
Whose catcher are you taking?
Mariners.
Who's first baseman you taking?
The Mariners.
Second baseman?
I think the Mariners.
Shortstop? Okay.
They're both very different, so let's call it a wash.
Third base?
The Mariner, I'd rather have Gino. I know he hasn't hit that way in the series, but over the course of a year, yeah, I think I'd rather have Gino than what's his name? The McKinstry. Yes, I think I'd rather have Gino.
Center field, obvious.
I'd take Julio.
Field, right field.
All right, I might take Carpenter in right field, right?
Mm-hmm.
Although if you can neutralize him with left-handed pitching, and then, I think I'd take Randy. I think the Mariners are better at almost every position. And yes, I'll take Skubal over anyone on the Mariners. And after that, I think the next 5 pitchers I'd take would be Mariners. And then eventually I'd come back and get Casey Mize and Flaherty.
Mm-hmm.
Bullpen? All right, maybe Detroit. I don't know. I think the Mariners might have a better bullpen. I'm sorry. I know they've got some weakness at the end of the bullpen, and they've unfortunately found, some challenges there.
Mm-hmm.
But is anyone in the Detroit pen better than Munoz and Brash? I don't think so. You'd rather have Will Vest? You had Will Vest. I'm not trying to, be overconfident. All right, maybe I'll take Riley Green. Be a pretty good battle with a Rosarena. Let's call that one even. They're both very good players.
Yep.
But I guess that when you hear it that way, don't you feel like the Mariners should win this?
You do. Now, obviously, their ace is the Cy Young Award winner,
Yep.
maybe back-to-back year Cy Young Award winner.
I think that's why games 1 and 4 are as frustrating as they are. Because you had chances to win both of those games.
Sure did.
You had, leads in both of them. You had the opportunity. You weren't facing Skubal. There were real chances to win both those games. But I don't want to focus on that. We're focused on tonight. We're focused on the excitement. And I don't want to go. I don't want to go back in time.
No.
There's no upside.
Salk, you got to forget what lies behind and press on
right.
to the goal ahead.
I don't have
Just
time
get to
for the
the
clat
ALCS.
sound that I wanted to play, but let me play a little DJ. Just because you asked him this yesterday, Brock, do you see Trey Hendrickson being traded?
Again, it makes logical sense, especially we'll see what happens over the next few weeks if Joe Flacco can resurrect their season. Have my doubts there. So if this continues down the path that it was on, then I think they'd be crazy not to move him. He's not going to be part of their long-term future there. Right. And they have such an issue along the offensive line. And this give you an asset for that going forward from the Cincinnati side of things, and then from the Seattle side of things. Yeah, this is we talk about it at the window. This is a team that's capable of emerging from that conference. So, being bold, this is probably a good opportunity to do that.
And I did a little work as well. Reached out to a few people that do know the salary cap stuff, and it's $16 million. So you had a $13 million kind of roster bonus deal that the Bengals absorb, and then his base salary is about $1 million a game.
Okay.
So depending on when you trade for him and how many games he plays for you in the regular season or what have you, that's the kind of cash you're looking at. So $1 million a game.
Done. Where do I sign up? 100% done. Where do I sign up? But you got to win some games between now and then to really make it worth it to put yourself over the top at that point. All right. Great stuff, Brock. As you get ready for Game 5 tonight, you can join Seattle Sports live from Victory Hall right across the street from T-Mobile Park. 2 to 4 extended pregame coverage this afternoon. It's a win or go home, man. Do or die. Game 5. Bob Stelton, Ryan Rowland-Smith, Charlie Furbush, all broadcasting live until 4 o'clock. And if you're not going to the game, of course, you can always listen right here on 710, the Seattle Sports app, or YouTube as well. We'll come back. Everything you need to know. And then I am maybe unusually excited to hear some phone calls at 9:30. It's going to be fun. It's Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710 and seattlesports.com.
Want more Seahawks content? Join me, G. Scott, on The Reset. New episodes of the podcast every Monday and Thursday on YouTube or on the Seattle Sports app.
The fall, well, it's a great time to reset your workouts on new stuff, and Top Fitness has some great deals going on right now. Hey, Brock Hewitt here, and you've heard me talk about working out in your home gym. It's the best. From flooring to everything that goes in that gym, like treadmills, ellipticals, and strength training systems, well, Top Fitness provides it all. Top Fitness represents the very best brands available, like Washington's own Precor, yes, the company that created the elliptical, and Inspire Fitness, the leader in strength training machines, along with so many others. Give Top Fitness your room dimensions right now, and you know what? They'll do the rest. They'll do a complete fitness room design. And right now, get 0% interest financing, mention you heard it from me, and receive an additional $100 off any new treadmill or home gym. It's no secret that everyone, from personal trainers to professional athletes, love Top Fitness. Top Fitness has locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or visit them online at topfitness.com for more info. That's Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
The playoffs are here, and Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton are bringing the heat with a rotation that's built to win. the gas RAV4, built for every inning of Northwest life. Or go versatile with the hybrid RAV4. The Tacoma, tough, dependable, and always clutch. And now, stepping up, the all-new 2026 Toyota Tundra, redesigned, powerful, and built for big moments. Whether you're in the north or the south, they've got you covered. Visit ToyotaKirkland.com and ToyotaRenton.com and get your championship ride.
O'Brien.
Dave Wyman here, and after 20 years of living in our home, our window seals started breaking. That's when I called Harley Exteriors. They're huge fans of our teams and regular listeners at the station, but what really sold me was their Olympic Series windows, built right here in Washington, designed for Pacific Northwest homes and climate. That means cooler in the summer, warmer in the winter. They're beautiful windows that last up to 60 years, and they'll help with noise, too. Harley Exteriors knows you've been spending a ton on playoff tickets, so they have a special deal for Seattle sports listeners. No interest and no payments for an entire year. Also, buy one window and get the second one 40% off, and take another $200 off your entire project. They're the friendliest team and so easy to work with. You call the number, and the person on the other line asks, "How can I make you smile today?" Just give them a ring and tell them you heard our ad. Call 833-HARLEY. That's 833-HARLEY, or go to HarleyExteriors.com.
The playoffs are here, and Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton are bringing the heat with a rotation that's built to win. The gas RAV4, built for every inning of Northwest life. Or go versatile with the hybrid RAV4. The Tacoma, tough, dependable, and always clutch. And now, stepping up, the all-new 2026 Toyota Tundra, redesigned, powerful, and built for big moments. Whether you're in the north or the south, they've got you covered. Visit ToyotaKirkland.com and ToyotaRenton.com and get your championship ride.
O'Brien.
It's the World Fighting Championships at Emerald Queen Casino Event Center, Saturday night, October 25th. Experience the thrill and excitement of high-energy mixed martial arts. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. Don't miss this amazing professional mixed martial arts event, the World Fighting Championships, October 25th at Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. 21 and older, need gambling help? Call 800-547-6133 or visit emeraldqueen.com.
Headed outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nellie on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on seattlesports.com.
At Washington Energy Services, we take the time to get to know you and your home. We have the passion and commitment to see each project through and to treat our work as more than just a job. For over 65 years, we've offered award-winning home services, from heating and cooling, plumbing and electrical, to windows and doors. Complete home improvement handled from start to comfort. For peace of mind when you need it most, count on Washington Energy Services, bringing good energy to your home.
It's big, it's green, and it's crawling this way. It's $105,000 in cash, and it's here for you. Survive the piggy apocalypse every Friday night in October with hourly drawings from 6 till 10 p.m. with a chance to unearth up to 10 grand. And don't mind the zombies, they won't bite much. Fuel prices got you scared? Save up to 25 cents per gallon at Lummi Bay Market next to Silver Reef by using your Reef Rewards card. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5 exit 260.
With football season comes colder weather, so if you need new windows and doors, don't drop the ball. Steve Rabel here with Keith Dashafi from locally owned Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. So Keith, what's your next big play?
Well, Steve, right now get 40% off qualifying installs or no payments and no interest for 12 months on approved credit.
Schedule a free consultation with Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Go to PellaPNW.com. That's PellaPNW.com.
Ooh, that face. Quantum fiber internet loves that face.
That's Jamila.
Hey, Jamila.
She's thinking outside the box from inside the box.
Quantum fiber Wi-Fi keeps her meeting game strong. From the back door to the front lawn.
Rushing all of her video calls. Back to back to back video calls.
Quantum fiber internet blowing the soxies up all those people in all those boxes. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Additional pods may be needed to achieve Wi-Fi coverage in some locations. Limited availability. Service in select locations only.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
You feel like you're ready, Brock? You feel like you're fully geared up for 5 o'clock tonight? What that's going to feel like?
No. Pace yourself. I'm almost 50, Salk. And I mean, in watching you yesterday, how old are you right now? 46?
47.
47, watching you try to impersonate me. I mean, it
was hard.
You almost passed out.
It was almost the end for me.
It almost was.
Yeah.
So no, you learn to pace yourself. I'm gonna pace myself very nicely over the. I'm getting a good little workout today.
Yep.
Kind of get away from it, clear the mind. Got a big football game as well. So no, I'm gonna pace myself.
Titus's big start tonight.
Yep. A lot going on.
That could be the first thing you need to know. No, it's this Game 5 in Seattle. Everything on the line. This is why you play. This is why you go to spring training and start dealing with the guys. I mean, it's the same. It's awesome.
Yep.
It goes from February until now, October 10th, with an opportunity to keep playing and with the season on the line. Dan Wilson turning to George Kirby.
Yeah, I mean, I think certainly. I think in terms of the rest, Georgia a little bit more, they both threw very, very well against Detroit. George certainly threw the ball extremely well, was kind of by design, and this is kind of the way we had hoped it would work out, and so this is the way it went.
Salk, I often say to you, there is no substitute for experience.
Mm-hmm.
We had a good text exchange last night. Probably should have kept the kids out of it, frankly. It should have just been you and I. Maura and Lyle didn't need any.
They didn't want to be
of
part of that
passion.
text exchange. No.
Yeah. Nah. In this conversation, should have taken it elsewhere. But I will say this about Danny, he's pretty darn even keeled. I don't think from a preparation, the guys are going to feel anything different from him. Yesterday at the ballpark, as Shannon alluded to, he was pretty light. He's not been in this moment as a skipper, and he's going to have to pull some levers, and he's either going to be praised or criticized for that. But I don't think he will be overwhelmed by the moment from a personality standpoint. And then I think that's key, man. He's your leader. He's your skipper. He's the guy that everybody goes in line with, and I don't think he's going to press. I don't think he's going to squeeze the bat tight. I don't think in any way the players are going to feel anxiety from him. He's going to, I'm sure, do all he can to make sure they feel freedom.
I think the one thing he could do is maybe handle the situations a little bit more differently.
Urgency.
Yeah, and that was sort of we played the sound earlier, the little debate with Harold Reynolds and Greg Amsinger and who else was it? Yeah, Dan Plesac kind of going through it hey, these aren't regular season games and you got to manage them accordingly. That was what my article was about last night. It's just having that urgency that there is no more tomorrow. There is no more balance between the future and now. I felt like Game 4 should have been even more that way. Game 5 is a must. You've got to be ready to go no matter what happens. And so, yeah, for someone like George Kirby, does it change your mindset knowing you might only throw a few innings?
No, that doesn't change anything for me. I'm just going to go out there, give the team best chance to win, go as long as I can, and I know whoever comes in after me is going to go out there and shut it down.
And that's exactly the way he should think. But as the manager and as the pitching coach, et cetera, you're watching him and watching that velo. And if it is up at 100, that takes a toll on him, even if he doesn't realize it because the adrenaline's pumping and all that. They got to be there to kind of monitor it and get him into the right situations. Should be a blast. On the other side, Derek Skubal. If you want to do it, you better go beat the final boss again. And he's the best pitcher in the game. You got to wait him out. You got to find ways. Harold Reynolds says that's kind of the only way to do it.
What you're going to have to do as Seattle is what they did last time to beat him. Not just the home run, but you have to outlast him. You have to. He throws a shutout, we're throwing a shutout. And that's what it's going to have to be.
Yeah, it's true. You do have to essentially match him.
Yeah, smells like extra innings.
Does it?
Which would just be perfect for Seattle and the fans.
Game 5, extra innings. Sure. Hey, you know what the good news would be? You're at home.
Yep.
Right? You get that last at bat, and that would be a huge, huge help if this went back to extra innings.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
The Seahawks will get going Sunday morning in Jacksonville, Brock. Derek Hall out. DeMarcus Lawrence may be in, which would be nice because they kind of missed both of those guys in the game on Sunday. Ernest Jones was able to go, at least as a limited participant yesterday, so that's hopeful. But Spoon, Love, and Reek Woolen, that's a big question mark in the secondary.
Yeah, D-Law was full participant yesterday, so you just make sure that he comes off of that today and is a full participant today. And we knew it today would be the big day. Can Julian Love get out there? Can Reek Woolen pass concussion protocol? Witherspoon, I've got my doubts when you deal with a knee versus a soft tissue or a concussion. So we'll see. I was listening during the break. I was listening to some guys talk about kind of picking the games, and there are a lot of folks picking Seattle. And some of that's Jacksonville on a short week.
Mm-hmm.
Jacksonville coming off the biggest win in Trevor Lawrence's career, beating the Chiefs and all of that, and to come down from that, and a 4-1 team riding pretty high versus a team that's gone on the road. These Seahawks have under Mike McDonald and been phenomenal. So let's hope they can be so Sunday morning at 10.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Well, you got Huskies tonight, 6 o'clock at Montlake against Rutgers. That would be huge. And then the Kraken did win last night. I'm just thinking about the Huskies tonight, Mariners tonight. You've got I-5 closure heading south right at 50th and over the Ship Canal Bridge. 520 closure between I-5 and Montlake, which I hope starts tonight at midnight or maybe even earlier tomorrow morning. And then 405 is going to be closed south starting at Coal Creek. So good luck.
Okay.
Good luck out there. Good luck. That's everything you need to know.
Are you going to go the whole day without, a little RIP to Sister Jean?
Was I? I don't know. I would leave that to Kyle. That's really his deal.
106?
Yeah. I mean, I could speak for Kyle Brown here. If you remember, Kyle was always very hard on Sister Jean and felt like she always found a way to the spotlight. And just a couple of weeks ago, she retired and got out of the spotlight. I assumed Kyle would think that that's what got her, that with no spotlight left, there was nothing else for her. And so just a few weeks later, she passed on.
The Bear Bryant, the Joe Paterno.
Yeah, but talking to Kyle, it sounds like maybe he suspects foul play. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Sister Jean. So
I know what's going on. She's passed on.
Yeah, she has.
Yes.
Okay. Or so they say. I mean, I don't maybe you just
106, Salk, a pretty good run, man. 106. Move
I'd
it
sign
along.
up for 106.
Open up the phone lines. Do
Shall
your
we?
job. Do your job.
Do my job. Do your job.
You do your job.
You do your job. 866-97. Your job, isn't it, usually to ask the texter something now?
866-979-3776. 866-979-3776. You know the number.
Brock's job is usually to ask something inane on the text machine right beforehand just to confuse everybody. We will open up the phone lines for the last half hour of the show. 866-979-3776. What do you make of where the Mariners have found themselves 4 games into this postseason? Thoughts on what's happened, thoughts on what's gonna happen tonight, thoughts on how you'd like to see tonight managed, who you'd like to see step up, who's got an advantage, who got you worried, whatever it is, man. Let's go. 866-979-3776, and obviously calls on anything else as well. But I have a feeling the Mariners may dominate this sucker. We'll take them next. It's Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710.
It all comes down to one win-or-go-home showdown at T-Mobile Park tonight.
This team is fired up. The fans here at T-Mobile Park are fired up.
Everything's in front of us, and they do fight back, and they do bounce back.
Done it all year. I don't see why anything's going to change.
Got a lot of resiliency in this club.
We believe in each other, and we're ready to fight.
It's Trident's up.
There it is. Strike three goal. He did it.
First pitch at 5:08, and there's only one place you can hear the American League West champion Mariners in the playoffs. Seattle Sports.
Hey, it's Mike Salk here. As you start thinking about the future and start thinking about maybe even getting to retire one day, you can't just start now. Kind of like a baseball team, right? If you want to start what your rotation is going to look like for a huge final game, you have to have planned it a few days out so that you know who's going to be available for you. So if you need help thinking about retirement and getting ready to make sure you do it on time, start with Trajan Wealth. If you have an old 401k with a previous employer, did you know that could create a higher investment cost? Yeah, if you got an old 401k and you're not sure what to do with it, that's a great first step to call Trajan Wealth and discuss how to optimize those funds and get that money working for you. Again, 206-466-3300 is the phone number, 206-466-3300. Trajan Wealth, the core philosophies include low expenses, manager tenure, tax efficiency, just a couple key qualities that differentiate a Trajan Wealth portfolio from all the competitors. Call them today and schedule a free complimentary introductory meeting and just learn more. 206-466-3300. That's 206-466-3300, or go to TrajanWealth.com. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
At Cressy Door, we have the perfect garage door for you. Come visit our brand new garage door and fireplace showroom and let our experts help you find the perfect garage door. Cressy Door.
Stacy here. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, and when they resell it, they share half their profit with you. That's right. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, Isuzu, and Auburn. They'll pay you today for your car, and once they resell it, they'll share half their profit with you. WayscarFord.com.
For over 113 years, Pacific Lamp and Supply Company has been your #1 lighting specialist in Washington, from the Space Needle in Seattle all the way to the Riverwalk in Spokane. With the largest lighting inventory in Washington, Pacific Lamp's knowledgeable and experienced staff can assist with any lighting issue, including intricate lighting and control designs. Plus, they work with all utilities in Washington to get you the best available lighting rebates. Pacific Lamp and Supply Company, Washington's lighting experts since 1912. Visit pacificlamp.com.
Comcast Business can help turn your small business into a connected, secure, modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How healthcare offices become the data-protecting caregivers that we all depend on. And how wealth management firms become cyber-securing guardians of your information. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, and Wi-Fi backup, your business can stay connected and get threat-ready with Comcast Business. Powering possibilities.
Now through November 16th, new Comcast Business customers can get started with 150 megabit internet plus security for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Plus, ask how to get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig package. Call today. Restrictions apply. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and auto pay with bank account. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra.
Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contests are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on seattlesports.com or in person at the station during regular business hours.
Get rid of stubborn fat and address areas of loose skin with ProSculpt, the simple one-day permanent fat reduction and skin tightening treatment. Book your free consultation at prosculpt.com.
Hey, baseball fans, Rick Riz here with Luke Wilson, a local owner of Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington.
Thanks, Rick. Just like October baseball, Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington is stepping up to the plate. Mention Go Seattle when you schedule, and you'll score 15% off, plus 12 months with no payments and no interest. This is your chance to swing big. This offer won't be around for extra innings.
Don't wait. Schedule your free appointment today at PellaPNW.com.
I had a young woman who was on a new SUV, and she had attachments to her old car because it was her first car, and she had questions because she was doubling her spending budget, and she was very fiscally responsible. It was almost making her sick. And the best path at that point was to, let's stop for the night, and you go home and take a breath. She came back in the morning and bought the car. She was way happier. These are major life accomplishments. You have the ability to afford at this tier. You've secured one of the major needs in your life. You should be feeling a tremendous amount of pride and respect for your accomplishments. I'm just grateful that we get to celebrate it with them, that we get to be part of it in that aspect of it.
The LJ way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. Are they a reliable service? How will I know if something happens? Are they keeping everyone safe? At Bay Alarm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit bayalarm.com today to talk to a local security expert.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
This is Brock and Salk.
weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Oh, the sweet sounds of Phil Coody to wrap up another week on the Brock and Salk Show. Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com. Get your phone calls here in just a moment. Quick shout out, Brock, to my very own father, Larry Salk, 76 years old. His team won the 50-plus softball league, the Atlantic League, yesterday. Big day. My dad had a really good play at second base, apparently, behind the bag. And so just want to do a quick shout-out to my dad. He's very proud, 76 years old. Back tightened up the other day, but he was able to kind of get it back in shape enough for the big final game. And they won yesterday, so congratulations to my dad.
Definitely some Dustin Pedroia vibes, the pictures I saw. I mean, definitely an edge. I mean, he plays the game with an edge. You do a radio show with an edge, so you're an edgy kind of guy.
Well, it sounds like there was almost a fight in the game yesterday. I heard a lot about it. We don't have time for it now, but it sounds like there was almost a legit dust-up at second base after a hard slide. And so, yeah, you got one guy in his early 50s, the other guy in his early 70s about to get after each other. So, yeah. All right. You ready to take the phone calls, Brock, and see what the people have? Let's do it. Let's start in Lakewood with Jim. Good morning, Jim. What's up?
Yes, after the Mariners win tonight and make it to the ALCS, is that now good enough for Jerry Dipoto to get a new contract extension, or does he need to win more?
Well, I think he got one last year.
Yeah, they're always a little different.
Yeah, it always was good for 1 year.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know whether – I guess that's right. I guess I don't know the length of the contract, but I remember Ryan Divish reporting last year that he had received one heading into that season. I mean, I would imagine after what the Mariners have done this year and the 90 wins and winning the West and you know, kind of – hey, look, maybe something happens at the end of this. That would shock me, though. I would say Jerry's going to be here for at least a few more years after this season, don't you think?
Unless those Rockies just want to pay him tens of millions of dollars to resurrect their organization.
The Rockies would need to have a desire to resurrect their organization. I don't see that necessarily happening. So, yeah, I think Jerry's going to be here. I can't speak to the contract situation, but I would think Jerry's going to be here for quite some time, don't you?
You win the American League West for the first time in 25 years?
Yeah.
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 I think they're just fine.
I don't think he's going anywhere. All right, let's go to Sam in Idaho. What's up?
Hey, I super excited for today. I feel like you play a 162 game season. You can go with your gut the way Dan Wilson does, but as soon as you get to the postseason, it's the only time in baseball you're allowed to be somewhat reactionary, and we saw it happen Thursday. I don't think Dan was reactionary enough, and I hope he's not making the same mistake by pitching Kirby over Castillo today.
What do you mean by reactionary? I'm just curious. How are you defining that in this situation?
In terms of just like going with, Dan likes to stick with the players a lot, and that has worked, but we saw it with Castillo. He pulled him in the fourth inning in Game 2 after leaving Kirby in Game 1, and that worked. And then keeping Bryson too long on Wednesday, I think Dan should be a little bit more liberal in the way he pulls his players, and I guess that's what I mean by reactionary.
Yeah, I think yes, and I think in this version, I don't know if liberal is necessarily the right word, although certainly I like it. I think what you're saying is just a little. I don't know what the opposite of conservative. It's conservative versus aggressive, I think, in this, right? It's not really reactionary.
It's proactive. It's not reaction. You don't want to react. You want to be proactive.
Right. I think that's
you
much
want
more
to try to manage ahead. You want as best you possibly can.
Yep.
And the guy on the other side is trying to do the exact same thing. He's got a lot more experience. He's been at the card table a lot longer with different organizations and everything else. And he likes to play his hands and likes to, I told you, obviously I did break bread with him. And he would say the hardest guys to manage against are those that you just don't know what they're going to do. Because I think he fancies himself some of that. I think he's a very aggressive play caller on the other side. So, yeah, as A.J. Pierzynski said, that chess match today, those machinations, pulling the levers on both sides will be rather fascinating.
All right, 866-979-3776. And thanks for that phone call. My column last night does speak to some of that. And just what I think tonight is it's winner take all, man. There is no tomorrow. You got to throw whatever you can at the other team to try to make sure you limit damage and score as much as you can. Go to Christian in Lakewood. What's up, Christian? Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. Thanks for taking my call. I just want to say I'm not trying to be the moral victory guy, but I do want to take a bigger look at the pitcher. That playoff appearance a couple of years ago, the loss to Houston, we were ahead of schedule that year. We weren't really supposed to be here. So today I feel like we're just par for the course. We're right on schedule with what we got going on in the farming system, the youth. Hopefully we sign Josh Naylor. I feel like if we were to mess around and win it all, we have a good chance of defending next year. I just feel like our future is very bright. And I also want to say this. I've been talking a lot of crap about Julio this season. But the truth is, if he balls, we ball, man. And I just want to give a shout-out to my buddies Rudy, Jig, and Eric. You guys are right. I was wrong. And I'm happy to eat crow, man. We need him the ball today.
Hey, did you lose? Did they make you call the show in order to say that?
No, they did not make me call the show, but I just wanted to get it on the record saying that they were right.
Oh.
I was wrong, but I was talking a bunch of mess.
Oh, it's on. We are the show right now.
Would you like us to send that to the Seattle Times? They're the paper of record. We'd be happy to send it to them. And they could maybe even print it. We could talk to Jude or Divish or something. Thank you for the call, Christian.
Yeah,
Brock,
I got a question for you.
Just quickly.
Yeah.
Don't you think that what he just said, I don't know if we need to go too deep into that today, but isn't that one of the reasons that the first caller, like, hey, yeah, Jerry's not going anywhere. It's not just that they're a good team right now. It's that they're poised to be even better over the next couple of years.
Yeah. There's a lot of substance right now, and as much substance in the organization as they've had in forever.
Yep.
A long time. Here's a question. Here's a little turnabout. Here's a different way and different angle to think about something before we finish with a bunch more of your calls. Who do you think Toronto's rooting for tonight?
Don't know. What do you think?
I think Toronto is rooting for Detroit to win.
Yeah,
tonight.
I mean, they're looking at it and saying who's a better team.
That's right.
And I've said this before, I don't think it's that close.
Which, again, speaks to just kind of the substantial nature of what you are and the depth of your pitching. Now, you're going to be gassed if it's all hands on deck and, Sunday.
But anyone's going to be gassed, right? I mean, like, everyone's going to be gassed by the time they get to Sunday.
Well, Toronto's not gassed.
No, I just mean either the Mariners or the Tigers. And the Tigers will have just thrown Scooble again leading into the series. So, yeah, I think they'll be okay either way. But if I'm them, I'm rooting for the Tigers. I would much rather see the Tigers, especially knowing that you're not going to get Scooble until probably game 3 of that series and only twice. That's probably a big advantage. 866-979-3776. Let me go to Luke and Callie. What's up, Luke?
Hey, what's up, guys? First time caller here.
Yeah, nice.
Personally, growing up as a Seattle Mariners fan, I've developed to be pessimistic about our team. So I'm fully expecting us to get absolutely clobbered tonight. But my question is, if our season does end tonight, are we content with how the season went? Or are we, are we happy or are we mad?
What does that mean?
Is this Lyle's alter ego, by the way? Same age, but alter ego, Luke?
I don't really know what that means.
What's up?
Are we supposed, let's say they do lose. We're supposed to come in on Monday and, celebrate it? I don't think anybody would do that. I don't think anyone's going to come in Monday and be like, oh, that was great. That was just great.
What a run.
But that also doesn't mean you have to come in on Monday and be like, everything is awful. If for some reason it goes in that direction, I don't want to talk more about that. I'd much rather talk more about what happens in a positive way. I think the answer is just in between. Can't you recognize both? That it would be a disappointment to have lost, but also that there was a lot of excitement and a lot of trust built this year and an opportunity to get even better next year. I think you could do both at the same time.
Yep.
Is that crazy?
Well, what are they feeling in Philly? What are they feeling in New York? What are they feeling in San Diego? What are they feeling in Cleveland?
Yeah.
Right? All the teams that got into the dance, and unfortunately, their musical chair, they didn't get to sit in it and continue on to be in the semifinals.
But clearly, as good as this team is, as talented as they are the better, more talented roster in this series. I think there's an expectation that you find a way to advance. I know it's baseball, and that's why you try to put together a team that can contend every year, because anything can happen in a short series. But I think you'll be kicking yourself if you don't find a way to win this series, especially given the leads that you had in both Game 1 and Game 4.
Especially with some of the pitching that you've done.
That's right.
It's pitching. You know what you've done in 3 of the 4 games. You pitched really well.
Yep.
And even the one that got away from you for 4+ innings of that, 5 innings, you pitched really well.
Yep.
You gotta find a way. I'm not even going to do it.
Let me go to CJ.
We're not even going to go there.
CJ is in Seattle. What's up, CJ? Good morning.
Hey, good morning. I just wanted to say I'm scared about today. I'm nervous and excited. But I wanted to add, I was venting to all the people I know that aren't baseball nerds like myself, but I really wish we would have gone Gilbert twice, Kirby twice, Castillo once, and Miller in the pen. that in foot, having Miller as the fifth guy that we seem to not have. And then, I really wish we would have consolidated the pen and just win or lose with our best players. And that's mostly what I got. I hope you guys
CJ, I can live with you being nervous and excited. Don't be scared. It's no way to live. CJ.
Yeah, but I would agree with that. There's
no way to be a fan.
Lyle's a little scared. He's a little scared of Skubal, but it's worked out every time. Every time Lyle has started to preach his fear of Tariq Skubal or Tarek Skubal. Can we start calling him Rick? If it's Reek Woolen, can it be Rick Skubal? What do you think? No?
He's less intimidating if he's Rick.
If he's just Rick, like, what's up, Ricky? Right. I mean, like, that's not intimidating. That's not some fire-breathing lefty dragon throwing 99. That's just like Ricky.
Is Lyle, honestly, like health?
Dude,
check.
he's, don't talk to Lyle.
He's been kind of despondent.
Do
I don't
not
think he's
talk to Lyle.
sleeping. I don't know if he's eating.
I'll be honest, and I'm not exaggerating. He doesn't look good. Like, he does. He does not look good.
Bro,
he looks broken.
I have a friend that is trying to get to base camp of Everest.
Okay.
And he sent a picture, and he's not looking good. He's not doing good.
I believe it.
Is that what Lyle looks like?
Yes.
You look at him. And
he looks like he's got altitude sickness. His features aren't right. You ever see the movie Deconstructing Harry where Robin Williams is blurry at the end? That's Lyle. Like, he's blurry. Like, he's ashen and blurry. And I hope he won't even look at me from the other room. Like, I hope he's okay.
I mean, I feel like I could throw up.
Did you spend too much time looking at that picture of Trevor Lawrence eating his own bugs? Like, why are you so nauseous?
You know why.
Nerves?
Yeah.
Skubal nerves.
All of it nerves, but especially that.
If it wasn't Skubal, would you feel better today?
It'd still be a do or die game 5, and there would still be nerves, but better.
Yeah. It's just the Skubal thing's got you real freaked out.
Yeah.
Scared.
Yeah.
You know who he's like, Brock? He's like Charlie in Young Guns worried about John Kinney. Like, it's John Kinney. That's him with Skubal. Hey, guess what? Charlie gets John Kinney at the end. I'll ruin the movie for you. Charlie finds a way to get John Kinney at the end. I don't think he's going to watch it. Let's go to Federal Way. We'll talk to Josh. What's up, man? Good morning.
Morning, boys. Thanks for taking my call. Quick question for y'all. Where does this rank as importance games for the Mariners? I wasn't alive for the 90s, so I never got to experience and all of that. All I know is generational trauma for the Mariners. And for Lyle, drop a Venmo so we can buy you a drink if the Mariners lose.
There you go. Lyle, did you hear that? They want your Venmo. Yes, we'll see.
He's taking phone calls. I'll let him know.
All right, we'll let Lyle know.
Where would this one rank? I mean, where's this rank tonight?
I mean, how is it not? I mean, they played ALCS games, so those have to be up there.
That's right.
So right behind every ALCS game they've played. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's huge.
I mean, Game 5 of the division series versus the Yankees.
Yeah.
And who was the other Game 5?
In Cleveland.
Cleveland.
In 2001. Yeah.
Yep. Right there.
Pretty crazy. I don't remember that. I've never heard really much about that, so I can't really speak to that one. But, yeah, they went to Game 5 in Cleveland in 2001. It's well before my time here.
Last 25 years. This is as big as it gets, man.
Pretty crazy. Dave's in Issaquah. Good morning, Dave. What's up?
Not much. This is going to be a little negative, just warning you.
Jeez,
but I'll start out with this. The Mariners have the best batting lineup in the American League. I would say the best pitching from top to bottom, and the best player in the American League. We have a manager that would not be hired by another baseball team. My question is, when Dan Wilson blows Game 5, after blowing Game 1 and Game 4, will he do the honorable thing and retire and resign?
Jeez.
So that we can have
Dave, I'm going to let you. Dave, I'm
manager-
going to let you go. I'm going to let you go. Wow. Dave, the Mariners are playing in like 7 hours. Game 5. Come on, man. I get it. I'm frustrated by the way those games were played, too. But come on. You got Game 5 tonight. And I will say this. I thought Dan managed a fantastic game in Game 2, coming off of what had happened in Game 1. I love the way he handled Game 2. And I hope that tonight is handled a little bit more similarly to that. at home. Kirby early, other guys, everyone ready to go. Munoz can give you multiple innings. Brash could give you time. Spire, I know he had some trouble the other day. I'd be shocked if he had trouble 2 days in a row. Castillo ready out of the pen. Maybe an inning from Logan if it works out that way. Yeah, I actually feel really good about Dan's options heading into tonight.
Yeah, and I'd also say, Dave, the only reason you're in this position is because of the job he did through the first 90-something games. Look at that roster. Look at the opening day roster. Look at the number of injuries you've had to overcome in all of those different moves.
I'll throw one other thing Dan's way, and he talked a little bit about it yesterday, is just the ability for this team to bounce back. I don't love a lot of Dan's in-game moves. I don't. I disagree with a lot of what he does in games. But on the list of important things a manager does over the course of 162 plus, that's fairly low on the list. And even if it's second on the list, the difference between that and creating the culture of the team is it's mammoth. What did you just say? Climbing Mount Rainier? It's a Rainier-sized difference. Here's what Dan said about their resilience.
This is, a group that has, like we've talked about so often this season, has come back well and understands what they need. Yesterday, obviously a tough ball game for us, but everything's still in front of us, and we have control. And it felt good that the guys were staying positive because that's where we need to be. I think they understand what they need. They understand what's at stake here. They understand the moment very well. And one of the things they have done all season long, especially toward the later part of the year, is play loose. And staying loose and being in that state of mind has worked very, very well for this group. And that's why they're trying to stay right there.
The one thing you could say about Dan is that he doesn't have a lot of experience. He is now managing his 5th postseason game. Obviously, A.J. Hinch has won World Series and has managed dozens of these, not to mention all of the years of management. There is a gigantic experience difference between them. I don't like the way Dan handled Game 1. I thought he bounced back and handled Game 2 tremendously well, learned from it. Game 3... I don't know, he's probably a toss-up. The team ended up scoring a lot of runs. I don't love the way Game 4 was handled. I think I've said that. My gut tells me that Game 5 is he learns from Game 4, and that this is an opportunity to really throw that whole idea of 162 battles, Brock. It's down to 1. And I made the comp in my column last night at SeattleSports.com. It's not just one battle. This is like D-Day. This is like Battle of the Bulge. Like, this is the one you've got to win in order to ensure you get to go forward. And those two were just so enormous. And I'm not trying to compare baseball to war. Obviously, one's a game and one is real life. But just in terms of the analogy, the 162 battles, like, this battle ranks a lot more important than a few of the others that you fought over the course of the last 6 months.
Yeah, and whether, any battle you're going to be in. What's really important? What's going on between your ears and the belief and the confidence you have. And I have no doubt in my mind that these Mariners, when they get to the park today, largely due to that guy's leadership, believe they're going to get this done.
I think that's very true. Drew is in Tacoma. Good morning, Drew. What's up?
Good morning. I know Brocky said to not be scared going into this, but I have to be honest, out of all the emotions I feel, scared is probably the number one going into this game, number 5. Now, with that being said, I think the way Dan Wilson manages this game should be anything but scared. If Munoz needs to go in the 3rd inning, Munoz needs to go in the 3rd inning. Gilbert should be available. Castillo should be available. The leashes should be short. Dan Wilson cannot be scared, but I understand why everyone else is, including myself.
You eat a lot of chicken?
Do I eat a lot of chicken? Yes.
Yeah, you do, don't you?
Yes.
You know what a chicken is? A chicken's a very scared animal. Okay, today's not a day for chicken. All right, today's a day for beef. Today is a day for a Seattle dog. Today is not the day. Oh, yeah. You don't remember Jim Harbaugh calling chickens very scared animals, Salk?
I'm just concerned about the whole beef thing. Like, is beef something doesn't beef just get slaughtered?
You devour it. I'm talking about you eating it. Everything you eat gets slaughtered. Pigs get slaughtered to make a
all right.
Seattle
So
dog.
how about be a lion? How about be an elephant? How about be something that you don't eat? I don't know, man. This is like the Milwaukee Bucks thing. A team is prey.
Don't be scared. Why are all these folks so scared?
I don't know. I'm
don't
just
be scared.
I'm just going down the list of callers here.
It's not a way to live.
Just
Come
going
on,
down
my
the
people.
list.
Come on, Brock.
Come on, my people. This is not a time to have fear.
All right, let me go to Justin.
There could be no fear.
Good morning, Justin.
How we doing?
Okay, I
Justin,
guess.
don't tell me you're scared. Are you scared,
No,
Justin?
No, Brock. I'm driving past. I'm driving past the Puyallup Fair here.
Yeah.
Just on my way into work. So your stomping grounds here.
Yeah.
Definitely not scared. Optimistic. You kind of answered my question already. The question I was going to have was about how much Hinch neutralizes our better roster. You kind of touched on it already, but I'm going to pivot and say, what do we need to see from Dan tonight to look back if we, unfortunately do lose?
Forget the do lose. I'm just going to say, be aggressive. Brock, what's your little favorite thing? Be aggressive. Be aggressive. Be aggressive on the base paths. Be aggressive.
Now be aggressive, but be aggressive.
Be aggressive on the base paths.
Aggressive.
Be aggressive with your bullpen. Be aggressive. Make moves before it's too late. I think that's the specific thing you want to see tonight. Let me go to...
Or the 724 says... Be the mushrooms. Let our fruiting bodies rise from our collective mycelium.
That was so nice of Aaron Rodgers to text the show here on a Friday. Let's go to Dakota. What's up, man?
What's up, guys? Get these negative Nancy's off your phone lines today. Get them out of here. We got Angry George on the mound. Does everybody forget, going into this season, if we're looking at a Game 5, I think we all feel really good about Big Game George on the mound. And when they got Ricky Scooble out there, let's go, Mariners. It's our time. Throw everybody. Get Walter in the ninth. I don't care. I agree. If Munoz needs to go in the fourth, fifth, in a tight squeeze, put him in there. Ricky Scooble ain't got nothing on us.
Thank you. Appreciate
George
it. Thank you, Dakota. Yes. Ricky Scooble, Brock. You got to get after that
You
guy.
pitch a Mooney in the third or fourth, Salk?
No, but it doesn't mean I'm pitching.
You pitching Brash in the third or fourth?
Probably not, but I'm sure looking at Luis at some point, and I wouldn't have a problem with Spire. And look, you got to find a way. I don't know whether I'm letting George get through a second time, to be honest with you. I know he's getting through one, and after that, I'm going to have my hook ready to go. Ryan's in Michigan. What's up, Ryan? Good morning. Last call.
Hey, good morning. Thank you for having me. I went to the game the other night when we won. It was awesome. I couldn't agree with Dakota more. Let's get these pathetic fans off the phones. Come on, guys. Let me paint you a picture. Brock, Salk, Lyle, Mora, Mariner fans. It is August. We are told that we're going to go to ALDS Game 5. You would kill to be here today. Let's go. Let's get fired up. Get off your couch. Let's go.
All right. That's a good way to finish it up, don't you
Someone
think?
suggested that people need to be listening to this song.
Yeah.
This would help.
Never scared.
Right.
Never scared.
Never
Never
scared.
scared.
It's got a little more juice than Mr. Rager does.
Yeah, little bone crusher.
A little more juice.
Well, Pulse of the People, they're a little nervous out there. They're a little
Feels that way. Pulse of the People's a little nervous.
Lyle's people.
Lyle looks comatose in the other room. I wish you could see Lyle. Lyle, turn on your mic so people can see you. Look at him. He looks. Oh, there's a smile. It's the first smile he's had in 4 hours. Yes. Poor guy. All right, we got to go. We'll turn it over to Bump and Stacy, and then, of course, pregame show, extended pregame show starts at 2 over at Hatback and across the street from T-Mobile at Victory Hall. So get over and see, Bob and Charlie and Ryan and the rest of the crew. And, man, Monday's going to be crazy, man. This will be very, very interesting. I'm sure there'll be lots to talk about. Hopefully by then we're talking about ALCS Game 1. That'd be nuts. We'll see you guys then. The Hay
Barn.
See you, everybody.
Don't be
Get to the chopper!
Wednesday marked 30 years since the greatest moment in Mariners franchise history.
Swung on the line down the left field line for a base hit.
That was a Game 5, just like the one coming up this afternoon at T-Mobile. Don't miss the next great Mariners moment, the one we'll be talking about 30 years from now. Where will you be listening for the next?
And the fans are going crazy here at T-Mobile Park.
First pitch today at 5:08.
If you've been in a wreck or a fender bender,
you
have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility, not just where your insurance company tells you to go. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. With over 25 years of auto repair work, they'll exceed your expectations.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
At Accurate Auto Body, all their work is performed by certified technicians, only using OEM parts to guarantee the safety of you and your family. For the best in auto body collision repair and customer service, give them a call at 425-883-2450 or AccurateAutoBodyWA.com. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
we meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
At O'Neill Plumbing, we've been exclusively plumbers for over 100 years. No corny mascots, no out-of-town owners. Just clean, fast, and professional plumbers out to your home fast. All router and all trenchless. O'Neill Plumbing.
What if you had the smartest Wi-Fi? If you did, it'd be Xfinity, of course. And it'd come with their best state-of-the-art equipment. It would boost speeds to the devices that needed them most, prioritizing your most important connections, whether you were streaming, gaming, or gaming while pretending to work. And it would let you stream 4. That's right, 4 games on one screen. It would even power your mobile connection so you could bring faster, secure Wi-Fi speeds with you where you use it most. It would be proactive and fix problems before you knew you had them. Impressive, right? And it would have security features that protect you from threats at home and online. Kind of like a force field for your life. If you had the smartest Wi-Fi, well, everything would work together seamlessly to keep you connected, no matter what. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply.
The playoffs are here, and Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton are bringing the heat with a rotation that's built to win. The Gas RAV4, built for every inning of Northwest life. Or go versatile with the hybrid RAV4. The Tacoma, tough, dependable, and always clutch. And now, stepping up, the all-new 2026 Toyota Tundra. Redesigned, powerful, and built for big moments. Whether you're in the north or the south, they've got you covered. Visit ToyotaofKirkland.com and ToyotaofRenton.com and get your championship ride.
Dave Wyman here, and after 20 years of living in our home, our window seals started breaking. That's when I called Harley Exteriors. They're huge fans of our teams and regular listeners at the station, but what really sold me was their Olympic Series windows, built right here in Washington, designed for Pacific Northwest homes and climate. That means cooler in the summer, warmer in the winter. They're beautiful windows that last up to 60 years, and they'll help with noise, too. Harley Exteriors knows you've been spending a ton on playoff tickets, so they have a special deal for Seattle sports listeners. No interest and no payments for an entire year. Also, buy one window and get the second one 40% off, and take another $200 off your entire project. They're the friendliest team and so easy to work with. You call the number, and the person on the other line asks, "How can I make you smile today?" Just give them a ring and tell them you heard our ad. Call 833-HARLEY. That's 833-HARLEY, or go to HarleyExteriors.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he